Welcome to the Bob and Tam Show, live from Twin Peaks in Myrtle Beach. We are right here at the Myrtle Beach Bike Week. I had to get all that down so I didn't get it all messed up. And so we started a little bit early because we not a whole lot going on in here. Mother's Day, there's not a lot of people in there. So I thought, you know what the heck, let's just go on. Let's see if anybody comes on right away and see what's going on. Let me go ahead and put this on our Facebook page. Content. Going. Lives. That's 5 days ago.
So what we're doing is getting ready for Monday is grand opening. Everything will be up and running, except for Barefoot Landing because nobody's up there. But the dealership will be open, both dealerships, and so will Spokes and Bones and Suckling Blow and all that other stuff. So there are a few vendors right next to the dealership that were at Barefoot Landing. I think one of the sound companies, I can't think, Soundsies. Anyway, I think they're next door at the car wash there. And
working at the car wash.
There were a few other vendors behind there. So I don't know if any of the big vendors went there. And then there's a couple of vendors up in North Carolina, up in Beach House, Harley Davidson.
They came out in today's video,
or
yesterday's video, Saturdays.
So if you saw that, that's where they are. I think Mustang Seats are up there, and so is Wide Open Customs. They're up there. So if you want to take a nice little ride, it's about, 40 minutes up there, about 30 miles. And nice little ride up there. They've got a really good sale on their T-shirts. They did have some T-shirts for $10 a piece. Men's, not women's. Women's, this is one I got. They were $20. Women's were $20. So anyway, the weather's been great. Today was about 82 was the high. The humidity is still relatively low. But other than that, we're down here and we're having a good time. It says there's 20 people on, but nobody's commenting.
There's Wayne.
Yep. Hey, Wayne, how are you doing? How's Ghost Pepper Wings? I don't know. Do they have those here?
No, he didn't eat any wings. And Steven over here, he had a pizza. They got flatbread pizza. Can't talk
there you go. I know. Happy Mother's Day. Thank you. And happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. And we are having a great day. The weather couldn't be any better. That's for sure.
Clint's in the house.
Is on.
And Clint's in the house.
Thank you for all the Mother's Day wishes. Clint says hi. We ate breakfast at Beaver Bar this morning, so that was really good. Ate with James and Dean and their friends. I don't remember their names. Anyway, some friends that they were with, and then we went down to Suckling Blow. Got an interview with Jay Allen. So he'll be on an upcoming video pretty soon here. So Mighty Queen is on. Oops, did it hit it? Nope, it wants me to do something else. What am I supposed to be hitting?
One here on the side.
Well, I didn't. It kept saying it was doing thank you. Oh, Mighty Quinn. Sorry.
We're going to try.
We're trying.
We're going to try to get it going.
Come over here and say hi? Stand between us. So this is our waitress. She's been awesome. Yeah.
Yes. Hi, my name's Emily. Everybody come to Twin Peaks. Yep. Thank you.
Are you going to be working throughout the whole rally?
I'll be here on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays.
There you go.
Thank
you. If you want to see Emily, you got to come Wednesdays, Fridays, or Sundays. There you go.
So come on down. Right now, it's not very crowded. We probably got 30 people inside here. You know what? It is Mother's Day. So if you're down here for the rally, come on over here. We're going to be here for an hour or more and chatting with some of you guys, tell you what's going on. You know, the weather so far hasn't been too bad. First days we were here was kind of hot. We went, where did we go riding at? We went someplace.
Georgetown.
That was before that, because Georgetown wasn't hot. We rode someplace, maybe it was before we got here, it got so hot. I don't know.
No, when we went up to, I think, we rode in the car, didn't we?
I don't know. So, Friday we went up to Beach House. Harley, and you guys seen that on the video. They had some great deals on t-shirts. We couldn't really say the price on there, but they were $10.
Hey Tim, thank you.
So Harley Davidson shirts for $10.
This one I got there.
There's 22 for this.
Blinky? No, it's only 20.
No,
it's got bling and stuff.
And so she got
I don't
t-shirts.
like crew necks, and they had a couple of V-necks that I got.
So she got those, and she got a jacket just in case we end up going up there to Beartooth Pass, because she forgot to bring her heavier coat.
I swear I grabbed it, but it's nowhere in the trailer.
Yeah, so we don't know where it's at. So she got a good deal on a couple coats. She got one jacket. Well, we bought one at the mall, and it was only, was it $5?
$5
for one of those down jackets that's got no sleeves in it. And I said, well, you get that and wear another jacket. Well, then she found a jacket there that she picked up, which I think was $50. Yeah. And so they had some good deals. Most of the stuff was a little more than 50% off. Over here at the dealership, you know, their $50 shirts are $40 shirts. So not much of a deal going on here in town on that.
At the Harley dealer in Myrtle Beach.
Yeah.
So Ken says 25 days to Laconia.
Yeah.
Wayne says, without my mama, I wouldn't be here.
That's right. I don't think any of us would be here if we didn't have our mamas.
No.
And, so both of our mamas are gone. They left this world.
That's what I was like. I just posted something. I said, I can't believe I've lived 19 years without her. Crazy. Riding around South Shore Hoods, Canal, J.R. Hideaway, then down to Puget Sounds. The timber and the waterfalls are beautiful. Sounds nice, Tim.
So here's pretty good. They're talking rain maybe Tuesday. Now they're saying it's like a 90% chance, but a 90% chance that it could rain for 10 minutes like it did the other night. So we don't know if it's going to be an all-day rain. Don't know if it's going to be, here's a lot like Florida. Yeah. But other than that, there's one other day they're predicting like 40%. So that's 60%. It's not going to rain. And then a couple of days are like 10, 15%. So
I think
they're just
covering zero.
They're covering their butts.
That'll probably be the day it rains.
So tomorrow they're saying no rain tomorrow. So we'll get out tomorrow and show you Rick Rack and them. They're all setting up over JP Cycles was setting up. We actually had a little bit of video of them today. I'll probably get that video working on tomorrow and get that. Maybe we'll throw Rick Rack and maybe show some of those on there for tomorrow night's video to kind of show you the rest of the vendors that are finally all here, and everything will be officially open on Monday at 11 o'clock. So that's
wait till 11. Can't open at 10:59.
Saturday we had a lot of people down here in Myrtle's Inlet. We've seen a lot of bikes riding out here on the 17 business loop. And just it looked like a regular old rally. It didn't look like that many people were missing barefoot landing over here. So I don't know. I think the dealership where they sell the bikes at up here, they're hurting. We already heard somebody today said they were there yesterday and they were like, "Where's the customers?" And when we went over there the other day, Stevens wanted to go by there and we stopped, and I'm like, "Are you really? Who's going to come up here?" Typically, I think people come to a motorcycle rally with no intention to buy a bike, and it's more of an impulse. You go by and you look at it, and they want to make you a deal, and you end up buying a new bike and riding it home. You didn't come to the rally to buy a bike. So if you did, let me know. I just don't think that's something you would. I wouldn't go to a rally thinking I'm going to buy a bike.
You might be going thinking, I'd like a new bike, and maybe look around.
I'd like to have a new bike too, but I don't want no payments. So as soon as they swap me even up for that new Road Glide or that Limited, hey, I'm all for it. Or new CVO. And even up, no payments, I'd be good with that. But payments, no, I'm not interested in any more payments at this time. And down the road, we don't know. We're going to be looking at, once we get back to the shop, we're going to start kind of re-evaluating things. Hopefully we can get some bikes and start our veteran thing. We're working on our 501c. So hopefully by the time we get back in August, that might be set up. That would be our first big step. That way, if any of you wanted to donate to help us with our veteran, you can do it and do it be 100% tax write-off for people. So we kind of want to really do that before we get started. That way, if people want to or businesses want to, it's a write-off for you guys to we build these bikes. And somebody asked us today, are you going to raffle them off? No, we're not. This raffle thing that a lot of these guys do with hats and stuff is very dangerous. And why is it dangerous? Because it's considered gambling. You're still, even though you're paying $20 or $50 for a hat, you're still getting a ticket to get a chance to win. That's gambling. That's gambling. So in some of the states, it's illegal. You have to have a license to gamble. So I don't know. Once we get to be a 501c, might be able to do something like that. But in our case right now, we're looking to just give the bikes away. We're going to fix them up. We're going to have the VFW and the American Legion are going to give us people to give these bikes to.
Yeah. People in need.
Yeah. So it's not going to be something that we pick anybody. We're not going to have a pull a name for somebody to win. It's going to be somebody that they recommend, and we'll try to explain that, we want to follow them in the bike, like to check back with them no matter where they're at in the country. Every 6 months, we'd like to have a follow-up. Is it helping you? Is it helping with some of the stress that you might have from being in the service and being around all the crazy stuff that goes on? A lot of crazy stuff going on around here, too. And so we'll see what happens, and we'll know a little bit more of that. Probably right after Sturgis is over, we'll be able to make the big announcement about if we got the 501c. We can still be building bikes after that, even if we don't get it all. It takes a little longer to get it finished. But we're also looking to, we've already talked to some dealers. We have a great idea on how to get veteran bikes. And we'll be letting you know about that too down the road. But right now we're not ready for that. We're still finishing up a rally season. So we still got Myrtle Beach it's looking good. We did really great on videos in Leesburg. Very, very pleased with the views that you guys watched and stuff. And then Panama City kind of fell out. Don't really quite know what happened there. Don't know. Right now, Panama City's really good. We got some videos getting good. One of them's getting ready to hit 5,000 views, which is great. And so we appreciate everybody liking it. One of the things we want to put a challenge out for all of you that are subscribers of our channel. If you're not, hit that subscribe button. We are less than 200 subscribers away from breaking 25,000. And we'd really love to do this before we leave Myrtle Beach.
Yeah.
So we got a little less than a week. We're leaving either Sunday or Monday next week. And so the rally goes till Sunday. So right now we're at like 820 or something. We're going to try to pass some cards.
820, yeah.
We're going to go ahead and try to pass some cards out the next couple of days and see if we can, get a few more people to kind of edge towards that, to break that. It'd be just another nice goal to break. And we haven't really talked about, subscribers, because really subscribers have got nothing to do with anything. It's all about people watching videos. And we've been gaining subscribers all along. We probably since we left,
the first of the year even.
We probably have gotten between 1,500 and 2,000 subscribers since we've left home in February. So we're always getting subscribers because people, but what we find out is just like a bunch of people we talked to today, they're watching us because they came to Leesburg or they came to Myrtle Beach. They were excited that they seen our video and they're like, oh man, I'm coming down. I'm doing this. So we had a bunch of people come down this weekend because they thought it was going to rain all weekend. Well, it ended up today and yesterday. In the morning, this morning, it was 62 degrees when we headed out at 7:30 this morning. And it finally got to about 82 or 83 today. It's getting in the sun. It's a little warm, but I mean, riding it was great. You almost put a jacket on. I kind of went yesterday without the jacket. I could have put it on a little bit. Went to Georgetown yesterday. We didn't show that video. I got the 360 camera. I did some editing on that, and I got a video to put with the video that we put out on Monday. So we took a group. We had 3 or 4 more bikes, and she rode her bike. Yep. And so we had a handful of bikes, and we went up there to Georgetown.
South of us.
Oh, okay. Went down there to Georgetown, and where'd we eat?
At Roost. What's it called? Where did we eat in Georgetown? Was it Roost?
Oh, the Rooster.
The Rooster?
The Rooster? The Red Rooster.
Okay. Didn't know what the sure name was. So we ate there, and we didn't get to sit on the water. We got there a little late after lunch, and we didn't get a table outside. We had to sit inside. So we do show a little bit of the food. Everybody ate everything, and it was pretty good. And
salad. It was gigantic.
Yeah, and so it was a pretty fun time. And then 2 of the bikes ended up going back on their own. And then
they said they looked for us. They did tell me they looked for us.
And
we parked in a parking lot because the lot we tried to park in, a girl said, well, you can park there, but the guy that has the shop in front, it's a city-owned lot, so anybody should be able to park there. But the guy in front's kind of a beehole. And she said, he's not there right now because his truck's not there. But if he comes back and sees bikes back there, he could call the tow truck and have you guys towed.
I don't know. So we ended up moving.
So we moved.
But the street was already full. It was, that's once again, one of the things I always talk about why Sturgis is so great. You go to any town near Sturgis within 100 miles of Sturgis, and there's preferred bike parking. Not there. You had to fight to find a spot. Luckily, the girl told us, well, if you go out and just go right, make a quick left, there's a little parking lot right there. It actually has cameras on it. And there was a lot of spots. We were able to pull our bike straight through and get straight out. So it wasn't too far. We had to walk probably about a block or a block and a half to get our bike. So it wasn't too bad. But I would have liked to have had the bike right there by where we were at. But yeah, there's a lot of people that were trying to park along there. There wasn't any bike parking. So it kind of sucks when you come to these kind of events that
like a regular downtown. Yeah. And of course it was busy And there was all cars. It was all filled up with cars.
It's sad they just don't give any spots for motorcycles. I guess they don't want our money. But, and that's why I said, that's why I always say, if you've never been to Sturgis, or if you go to Sturgis and you never get out of that area, you get out to, you don't have to just go to Deadwood. You can go to Custer. You can go to Hill City. You can go to Spearfish. You can go any of those towns, and you're going to find some great parking for bikes only. And so not all the streets are closed down because sometimes they're highways and you can't find a place to park.
Well, hot bikes on.
Yep, there you go. I asked you the other day, and I don't think you ever answered if you're going to Sturgis this year or not. And so
it only goes up for a day or two, but
so it's pretty.
Right.
It looks like we got a good crowd. We're thinking a lot of people would have left today, which I think a lot did. But I don't know how many people are here, just local people that are out riding today. But coming here today, there was a lot of bikes out riding. Yeah. There wasn't so much. We went down to we had Beaver Bar. Went down there. We ended up talking to some subscribers till about 11. Excuse me.
Oh, he said yes. He's going to Sturgis.
And so we sat around there and talked. And they were starting to open up the tents at the Beaver Bar, so we kind of walked around a little bit. Handful of people there. And then we thought, let's go down to SBB. We wanted to talk to Jay Allen, which used to own the Broken Spokes, and he's an announcer. You've seen him on our channel if you watch our channel. He's on a lot, and he's here for a couple of days doing the announcing here at the SBB. He's on his way. He leaves, I think, Wednesday or Thursday, and he's got to go over to the Tennessee Motorcycle Music Revival. It's in Tennessee. We've been there before, and so I told him, have him push it back another weekend. Because, like I said, the one time we did go, we had to cut Myrtle Beach short.
Where we did. I think we left this weekend, and it was the following weekend.
I don't know. I think we left early, and that was the idea. We thought, well, it wasn't going to be that much going on in the last weekend, so we took off. So, but here it looks like this weekend coming up, not this last weekend, the new weekend coming up next week is going to be the big weekend here. There's a lot more stuff going on. Jackal's playing on Friday night at SBB. They had Ozzy Osbourne playing tonight.
Believe it or not.
That's what the sign said. But then when I started talking, it ended up being it's a tribute to Ozzy Osbourne because he's playing inside the bar. They say, wouldn't that be a kicker for the real Ozzy Osbourne to come and find out he's playing second fiddle inside the bar? And I said, it was on the banner. When I show you the Monday night, you'll see where it says Ozzy Osbourne is playing, and it doesn't say tribute or nothing else.
Well, there's Van Halen's playing too, and it's got Van Halen, and then in little bitty letters underneath it said Experience.
Yeah, so it's very confusing.
It's a tribute band, but I'm sure
they got the
tribute bands we like that really well.
Texas Hippie Coalition is going to be playing here one night. They've got that Yellow Man that I think he's done some songs and stuff too, but he's doing the DJing, I think, on Saturday night at SBB. The bands at the Beaver Bar, we're not sure who they are. I think she hires more local bands. I don't think she's got any big names coming in. But she had a great band. There was a girl band playing last night. Last two nights, you missed it if you weren't here. Jasmine Kane was here Friday and Saturday night and played. Free show over there at SBB. And she was I don't think she was a headliner. Yeah, because it was early yet. So I don't know who came in behind her. We didn't stay and watch. We figured the next 2 days, this weekend here, we figured we weren't going to stay out real late because we're going to kind of save that for next Friday and Saturday night. A lot more stuff's going on. We got a mechanical bull. Remember what we promised at Windy Acres? That's going to be happening over here at the Beaver Bar on Friday and Saturday night. So it's way in the back, and it's around a bunch of trailers. You can't see a whole lot of stuff. So if you want to get in a contest and you're female, woo! We're going to be talking about love jugs on our bikes. That's what we're going to be talking about. Get my drift. So it's something to kind of think about. I'm not supposed to advertise it because you don't want these unruly city officials to show up. So that's going to be going on. Then you got the wet teas and all that's going to be going on. They actually said last night, which we weren't there, SBB had up to 3 bikes in the burnout pit at one time doing burnouts. They said it was insane. Horrible. You couldn't even see anything.
Good.
Kind of glad we weren't there because it would have been. It's only good when it first starts out. It's really cool to get them, but once it all smokes up, you can't see anything. But they said the smoke was the whole place was just covered in tire smoke smell. So
burnt rubber.
Yeah. So we missed that. You didn't get to see it from our channel. There's a few other YouTubers here that Cycle Drag or something. We don't really personally know him. I don't know if he knows who we are. I seen him running through the crowd with a camera chasing some girls or something. But other than that, I've never seen him. I didn't see him today at all. So I don't know where he lives. I don't know where he's from. I don't know much about him. I just seen him because he's got his NASCAR shirt on. And there's been a couple other people running around with cameras, but I don't know who they are. One of them kind of looked at us like, "Aren't you somebody?" I'm like, "No, I ain't nobody." And so I don't know. I don't know who they were. So that kind of went on and on.
Yeah,
so,
big old fancy camera.
Yeah, you had like a DSL camera, had a screen on the side. But I mean, he could have
big
been
old gimbal, kind of like that thing Ted had.
Yeah, so I don't know who he is. He could have been working for somebody, and he's there doing the video for because things he was shooting wasn't that exciting. So I don't know what he was doing. Adam's running around getting some girls and stuff on his channel. He's been out doing some videos too. We got him on a couple times on our channel. So things are starting to pick up here, and the crowds are. Friday was pretty dead for most of the vendors. Friday really didn't have much going on, and I think what happened was a lot of people were traveling in on Friday, and then when they got here, they just didn't feel like doing nothing or they just came down to the bar. They didn't look to spend any money. And then Saturday, most of them, we talked to Dan Kite, and he said he had a great Saturday, and a couple of the other vendors. I don't remember what Adam said. I think he did a video this morning and told you what he did Saturday. I don't really remember what he said. And so he's
hard to watch everything and do all this, and
so we only kind of skim through and see kind of what's going on. And we talked to Adam the other day. He had we sent somebody down there for some love jugs, and they put them on for him and gave him a special Bob and Tam deal. And I didn't say that. And so there's a lot of things going on. And Joey from All About Customs was here, but he only was here because he had some bikes pre-ordered for a fat tire kit, an air kit, and a stand. So he's probably gone today because he was only going to be here Saturday and Sunday. And he should have got those jobs done and gone back home. He did his work at the Ferry Exchange. They're here, and they've been pretty busy. Sinister Sound's got all the new 24 sound systems ready, and they have the real thing. A lot of these guys out here are putting on the 24, and they're using the old junk that they put on 23s and 21s and 19s, and they're wiring it up. It's not right. So be very cautious when these people are putting this stuff on, because the 24 is a completely different breed on the system that has to be wired differently. So let's say when we talked to Sinister Sound over there, he had told us there in Panama City, he had a couple there that they've already made up. See, they make their own speakers, their own wiring. They use it, a Chinese amp, so does everybody use that, or a radio if you want to get a radio. But the speakers and all that, they make those all in-house here in America. So he made sure that it was, they got the bike, they figured it out, they built it. So now you go over there, and if you've got a 24, you can go over there and be sure you're going to get the best sound that you can get at this moment. Rockford Fosgate doesn't have anything out. We just talked to, what's the ones that Fair and Exchange sells?
Oh, the Hogwarts?
Yeah, they've got nothing yet. They may not have nothing till the first of the year, which I can't believe they wouldn't have it ready by Sturgis. But, like I say, all these companies have engineers, and they got to make sure it's perfect before they put it out. Yeah. But there's a lot of guys out here that are just, they think, it's kind of like I talk about when I was in high school, 16, had a car. We just went to the back of the radio, we cut the wires, and we just wired speakers in. And it wasn't right. You took a system that was running on 4 ohms, and you end up dropping it down to like 2 ohms, and you're not getting any real quality sound out of it. You weren't getting what you needed. When I was a kid, I don't think they even had amps. We still had FM converters you could put on your AM radio. And
our 8-track players.
Yeah. So that's what I kind of think about with some of these guys out here, these vendors that are making the 24s work with the old stuff. They're just not doing it right, or down the road. Well, it is. I think part of the problem Harley has with that radio on the 24 road glides and street glides is that problem. I think they tried to wire the system up to what they were doing in the 23s and back. And I think that's why the radio sounds like crap. Because they're still using it over here at Sinister Sound. They're still using the factory radio. They're putting a new amp in, and they're putting in the speakers already if you need 2 or 4 or 6, whatever you're putting in. And we heard one over there the other day, which I can't show because I told him we were going to send him some music, and I keep forgetting to send him some of our music that is copyrighted that we can use on our channel. And the guy that's here that does the signs with the speakers in them for music, I sent him some music. We had to go talk to him. He said hi to us the other day, but we didn't really stop and talk to him. And let you hear some of these paintings or pictures he's got. Like you can take a picture of your bike and put speakers where the speakers are at, put real speakers in it, and you can have it hanging on the wall, and you can Bluetooth to it. Kind of neat. Be neat if you got a man cave or something like that.
You have to worry about speakers. Some people don't like the way the speakers look, so you could do that.
Like me, I got big old giant speakers in the room.
All over the place. Christy says, hey, great advice. There you go.
So just something to think about when it comes to motorcycles and stuff.
Thank
so
you,
just
Greg.
something that we know right now about, because that's what I mean. I'm very particular about what I have done. Actually, I got a new radio coming. I can go ahead and tell everybody now. Sound, what's the name of that company that makes that radio? Sound System, is that what it's called? But it's from Dennis Kirk. If you've got, like me, a 2014 radio or a 2019 and down, or 2018 and down, that's got the big screen on it, and you can't update the maps, you can't do anything else. Well, a lot of these new radios coming out, Rockford Fosgate, and some of these other ones, will not work on Android. Well, they've got an older model that
Soundstream Reverse.
Yeah, Soundstream has an old model that they're discontinuing. It normally is about a $1,200 radio, and Dennis Kirk has got about 8 of them left because I bought one of them. And for $499, and if you never bought from him again, which I screwed up on the first thing, you got to buy the radio, and then there's a $69.95 thing you got to get to that makes sure it plays through all your controls work. And so one of our subscribers here, Jeffrey Pope, he's got it on his bike.
He just told you what it was.
Yeah. So he was showing me that on his bike, and he was talking about it, and I'm like, what did you pay for that? And he said $499. So we found it on there, and he said, I think it's Dennis Kirk. And I looked it up, and I'm like, holy crap, there it is. Boom, I ordered it. And I forgot to order the adapter, which he sent that. And then I also looked on Dennis Kirk. It tells you should buy that adapter. But if you buy it all at once and you fill out, see what I did is I went in there and filled it out. And then to set up an account, well, then I didn't go back to my email and look that they sent me a 10% off discount. So I could have got 10% off. I could have saved another $50. Well, I saved $2 and something off of I guess I sold $6.23. I think I saved on the little adapter. But the $49.95, the $499, they ship it for free. So if I would have added it with it, I wouldn't have had to pay for the shipping again. So really, my discount pretty much took care of the shipping. So the radio will be at my daughter's house when we get to Kansas. I'm probably going to wait to put it in because sometimes you have to flash the computer. And so over there at Sinister Sound, when I was telling him, because I was showing him, because it said it didn't work on a CVO. But it won't work on a CVO if you've got the factory radio, stock radio, and the amp that came with the CVO. Well, I've already changed that all out to Rockford Fosgate. He said, oh, that'll be a breeze to hook up. He says, if you want, bring it to Sturgis and we'll hook it up for you. So probably that's what I'm going to do. Just let them hook it all up. That way I know it's done right. I could probably do it and all that, but I don't have a way to flash it to make sure it all works. And they're kind of, I always say anal. They're kind of particular about how they connect everything up. And I'd rather have guys that do stereos every day versus me that I've taken off my fairing. I've looked at the stereo. I could wire up stereos. I've done it before, but better to have somebody that's done 1,000 of them versus somebody like me I'm working on the first one. I'm watching YouTube or whatever to make sure I plug in all the adapters like you're supposed to and all that. So
happy Mother's Day to you, Janice, and all the mothers out there that are watching. Happy Mother's Day to all of you guys also.
So I did order that new radio, and so that's coming. I don't care about the other generations. Who cares? What I wanted was to be able to use my Android phone, be able to see my maps on my Android phone. That was my key. Still be able to do Bluetooth, which we've been Bluetoothing the maps through my. So what's the problem is if you have a 2018 or older 20 or 18 or older Harley Davidson that's got the map screen on it, you can no longer update that. You have to have a 2019 or newer. It's probably in a few years that'll all be gone. You can't get updates for them. So the problem we've had before is it's taken us the wrong way on some roads. Some roads don't even show up.
Or to a Harley dealer that's not there no more. They've moved 10 miles down the road.
Yeah. So now we won't have the Harley dealers in there, but I mean, we can still Google it too. But I've always liked my truck's got that. It's got Android in my truck. And whenever your phone's updated, your maps are always updated. Plus you have all your other stuff. My Spotify will be on there. All my stuff is already going to be there and it's going to go right directly to the phone. So I like that. I have it on my truck and this will be wireless. So it doesn't have to be charged. I mean, you don't have to have it plugged in. So that'll be
watch because some of the newer systems too only are doing Apple Play. They're not doing Android. We don't have Apple phones. We only have Android.
What's happening in Rockford Fosgate, which is who makes Harley Davidson's radios and speakers now, is Rockford Fosgate. And the ones you buy aftermarket is different from the ones that Harley has. Harley has their specific models that they had custom made by Rockford Fosgate to put in there. But the radios and everything now. So if you buy Rockford Fosgate aftermarket radio they have, only works on Apple Play. Now you can go out and buy an Android CarPlay and have it put in there and it'll work. Don't let anybody tell you can't do that. There's a ton of videos on there that show you that it's very easy to do that, to hook it up to where you can use your Android phone to bring in all that information. But I wanted to save the money. I didn't want to pay. Harley had given me a deal for about about $300 more. They would have gave me the latest model that's out by Rockford Fosgate, but it wouldn't have worked on Android. They wouldn't put the CarPlay in it, so I would have had to have somebody else do that because it's not a Harley approved part. So we ended up not going that route. And I thought, I'm going to wait. And then when Jeff showed me the radio, I seen his radio, and I'm like, well, that's a pretty neat radio. How's it working? And then he goes, it doesn't work on Android. And he says, yeah, it's right here, the Android. So then when I pulled it up, it was on the specs and said, oh, yeah, it works for Apple Play and for Android Play. So I'm like, I'm ordering it. So that way, at least I'll have a radio now that I don't have to rely on trying to look at my phone, because I hate that, because the bike's got the screen's a lot bigger. You can see it a lot bigger. It's easier to see. So that's
Google doesn't always take you where you want to go either.
True, but we can also use Waves, because that's on my phone.
Yeah.
We can go into the Waves one, which tells us where all the popos hiding at, and any car wrecks or traffic backed up. Waves I like a lot better, but Google bought Waves out, and people always thought Waves would end up looking like Google, or Google would look like Waves. Well, they never did. They do put the police cars on there and tell you if there's a speed trap.
5 feet in front.
Yeah. Oh, look, there's a speed trap. Oh, yeah, too late now. We already passed the guy up at 90 miles an hour. Thanks for telling me, Google. So, yeah, it's, so that'll be fixed up if you got an older bike and if you've got the big screen on it. And so we're going to change that. Other than that, we didn't really buy anything here. We got her cup holder I put on her bike. I guess we talked about that the other day. I bought her a phone charger, too. I thought my phone charger, Jeff, if you're on, my phone charger, I think what happened when my phone was 100% charged, that charger, that or the charger of my phone won't work when the phone's 100%. So it ended up being, when she took my phone off, I had turned it off because it wasn't charging. And when she turned it back on, it was 100%. So then later on, we were using my phone. I put it back in the charger and it started charging again. So I think my phone was probably already charged.
I think it shuts off. Once it gets 100%, I think
it's my phone does that. And so there's nothing wrong with my charger. It's working fine. I don't have to go.
Because that was something he was looking at, and it's like.
And he's like, "Oh, it's broke." So, but it's a Zero charger, and it's got a lifetime warranty on it. And if you have Rick Rack, or right now Rick Rack installs them, probably JP's got them too. I recommended everybody go to Rick Rack. That's where we usually buy most of our Zero stuff from. A few things I got from Zero, but they're not here. They're not at every rally. Rick Rack is pretty much at almost all the rallies, and if you buy something from them, the lighting or any of the stuff that they sell, it's got a lifetime warranty on. They will warranty it when they're there. But if you come in and you got a Zero product and you didn't buy it from them, they're going to tell you need to call Zero and they'll mail you a new one. You mail the old one back. But don't cut the wires. So that a lot of the companies, Custom Dynamics is that way. You cannot cut any of the wires that they give you in the box. So like on this phone, which they told me, which I don't cut the wires anyway, but when I put the phone mount on her handlebar, you want to run the wire under the gas tank and all that, and all the excess wire, you want to kind of roll it up, put a little zippy tie on it if it needs to be, and then hook it to the battery. But if you cut any of the wires, they void the warranty. And that's on a lot of these companies here. That's one of the ways they get out of
loopholes.
Yeah, it's one of the ways they can get out of covering your warranty. So if you get somebody that's installing it, but you got to watch, there's a lot of shady people out here installing crap. Just because they say it's a lifetime warranty, if the guy goes in there and starts cutting the wires and piecing it together because it's too long or whatever, they just voided your warranty. And then when you go to Zero or you go to Rick Rack or JP Cycles or whoever you bought it from, they're going to say, oh, sorry, it's not warranted because somebody cut the wires. Well, I didn't do it. Somebody installed it. Too bad. No warranty. So things can happen like that. So just another thing to think about when you're getting accessories put on your bike. I'm another big one that says, because we talk about Joey at All About Customs that does the handlebars, he does the air ride and all that.
Tires.
He's as anal as you can get.
He's very meticulous in what he does.
And we've got a video we're working on with him now about how he's made up wire looms now, to where if you want to buy an air ride system, a dirty air ride, he can send you the package, which already has the wires pre-made, the right distance, everything. You just plug it in. It's all coded. He's got it all coded to where it's nice and neat, and it looks very professional. A lot of these people, you wouldn't believe some of the stuff that I've seen at him. I won't mention the name of the guy, but he's at these rallies too. And it looks like a spider web when you get in there. And they got the tanks in the wrong place to where it's like, I don't know how it doesn't drag the ground. It's so low to the ground. And so you really got to look at all this stuff before you, it's like I say, if you're having something installed, no matter who you're having it done by, if you're having it done by Rick Rack or your JP Cycles or something like that, you should, it's not bad to walk away, but you really want to see it before they put it back together. Because you want to know, you don't want one where you open the fairing and it looks like somebody jumps out at you because all the wires were just kind of jammed in there. The problem with that is
It looks a mess.
Stephen here was working at the dealership here in town, and if they seen any aftermarket parts on a bike, they wouldn't warranty them. They wouldn't even open the bike. They wouldn't even work on the bike because they didn't want any liability of that. But there's a lot of dealers that will open that up, and if it's not their wiring, if they're going to do some work on the radio, snip, snip, snip. They take all that out of the way because it's not Harley approved. Well, if you've got it all in there like you're supposed to, and it's all tight, you zip tied, it's out of the way, they're not going to fool with it. If they do, then I've got a problem with them.
How can you have smoke up there when it's snowing?
Yeah, that don't make any sense. I seen that they were showing on the map over here all these fires going on. It's been raining and snowing up north. How is there a fire up there? They were showing smoke, and it's like looks like half the United States up there is on fire up there. It's just insane. So that's some tech stuff that we're talking about today, and I get kind of like that too. I'm very meticulous about that too when I'm doing stuff, and I like things to be right. I like them to look right. I don't like them half butt ways. I want them to look the way they should look. So when I look at stuff, like I said, we've been by some of these rallies, these small town rallies that you don't see the vendors. And the reason you don't see them is because I'm like, oh my gosh, what are they doing? There's a guy putting on custom dynamic lights, and he's using electrical tape, and he's wrapping it around the bike instead of using some zip ties. And then when he's putting the wires together, he's just screwing them together. He's using his fingers, and he's just laying them up, and he wraps black tape around it. I'm like, oh my gosh. I said, no, we ain't filming this guy. I don't even want this guy anywhere near my film or my camera or anything else. I'm just like, I look at this and I'm like, how are they letting this? But you can tell by the guy's booth, it looks like he's probably working out of his garage at home. He's probably got a real job. He probably works down at 7-Eleven, and he's putting lights on the weekends at some of these rallies. So you really got to look at what you have. My buddy Art, he's not on here tonight, but if he came on, he'd tell you, he got screwed. He got screwed by a company called Dragonfly. I don't know if they're even in business anymore. But basically, he paid $1,500 for a fairing with a radio on it, and about 20 years ago, custom painted to match his bike and everything. When we finally chased the guy down, the paint started peeling on it. Art is actually a fiber optics specialist for Verizon. He actually puts it together. If somebody tears it up, he goes out there and puts fiber wire back together for your internet. So that's what his job is. So he's very particular about what he does too. Well, we opened up this fairing, and his radio was cutting out. And it looked like the guy used wire crimps to put the speakers and stuff together. The wires were coming out. Then the paint started coming off the fairing. He had a custom painted the mass. So we finally chased this guy down, and he basically gave us the finger and told us to go F off. And I'm like, dude, he said, get out of my shop. So that's one of the reasons
stand behind his stuff.
This is one of the reasons we talk about vendors like we do. Every vendor that we put on our channel that we talk about on a regular basis, I guarantee their work. If you have a problem with something that they've done, you call me.
Well, call them first.
Yeah, you always call them first and see what they say. Then you call me and you tell me the story.
If they don't want to help you.
Yeah, and then we'll try to see if we can iron it out and get it fixed for you.
Be a mediator.
Now, sometimes things are not necessarily their fault. There was an issue that just happened at one of the rallies. A guy came in and said he wanted some new handlebars. Similar to mine, not one of our subscribers, somebody else, but they brought it. They set it. The guy sat on it. They set it the right height. The guy took it off and rode it and says, I don't like it. I want him down more. So they said, well, so they moved him a little bit, tightened him up. The guy took, I still want him down lower. They said, well, we don't recommend that low. You're getting down too low. The guy didn't care. He argued and argued. They put it down.
So they made him sign saying this is not due to specs.
Yeah. And so he goes away, comes back. Now his turn signal light's not flashing on the dash or on his instrument panel anymore. And they're like, well, probably when we pulled it down like that, it's probably pulled the wire out now. The guy goes, well, what are you going to do about it? And he's like, we're not going to do anything because that's what you wanted. If you want to put the bars back up like you had them where they should be factory, we've got a little bit of movement we can do, but we can't put them down here on your lap. It's just, that's not right. If you want to put them back right, we'll pull it apart. We'll fix it like it's supposed to be and send you on your way. No, the guy wants it down low and he wants it perfect. Well, it's like it can't be done that way. And so the guy left all pissed off. Well,
there you go.
To me,
we'll show you where to go.
If they would have known, the vendor would have known what they know now, they would have just told the guy to hit the road and they would have never done nothing for the guy at all. But the guy was like, yeah, this is where I want them. That's good. Because that's what Joey did the same thing with me. He set the bars up like I wanted them. I sat on it, felt good. It was perfect for me and it worked. It's just like a lot of, so when you look at the stuff like this, sometimes it can also be your issue, not necessarily their issue. But we try, like we've had some which aren't our vendors. We've actually had a few Harley dealers that we've had issues with that are not anybody that we ever brought on our channel, but it's somebody, one of our subscribers said, hey, we had this incident with the dealer. Can you help us out? And I'm like, well, then write me an email of what your story is. So I called the dealer. Well, I had her call, find out who the owner is, who's in charge. Well, it ends up being the owner was the guy. He was the GM and the owner. So got him on the phone and I started talking to him. He knew about this customer. And so we kind of went through it all. And it was kind of not sure whose fault it was, but the dealership went up and above to fix the problem. And so that's what the dealership said. How do you like this? This is what we could do for this customer.
What do you think about this resolution?
And when he went through it all, I'm like, whoa, you did more than I would do. I would have never done this much. And they're like, this is what we'll offer. If you'd like to offer that to them, we will accept this offer if they'd like to do it. So we called the people. They just didn't want to deal with the dealership anymore. But what they were offering was wow, I could not. And the owner was going to do this personally himself to make it right.
Hey,
and so it's like, wow, I can't believe. I said, I would love to be dealing with your dealership because I've never seen a dealership that would go this far out to make something that they felt they treated the customer the way they should. They felt that the customer just didn't want to. They were trying to buy a bike, didn't want to go down the avenue, so they returned their deposit, everything else, and they thought, well, I guess they're just not ready. But they felt they weren't treated properly, and that was what their issue was. So maybe I'll do a Dos Equis, the green one, the lager. That's right. And then with the small beer with the limes in it, a couple limes. Cold beer. First one, rally time. So we'll go through that. And so that's just some of the things that we try to do, because a lot of people always want to, which we're getting back to showing vendors again, because people are like, well, about a year or two ago, somebody came up and said, we're tired of seeing the same old vendors over and over and over. So we stopped. Well, we've kind of gotten to where we don't get the views that we used to get. So it's like what they always tell you, YouTube school, that you professionally go to get your degree, that if all else fails, if your channel's not going the way you want it to do, go back to what you started doing in the first place. So that's kind of where we're getting back to. We're going to start seeing a lot more things that if you've been around a long time, you're going to see some of the same things. But with our dealers, what we're trying to talk now about is new products only. What's new for the 24s? What are you doing? That's how we're finding out that a lot of these guys are putting stuff on the bikes that were for 22s, 21s, and they're just praying it works. Well, you don't want that. If you're going to buy a product for your bike, you're going to want something that was designed that's going to be for the 24 is a limited. I mean, the Street Glide and the Road Glide are two completely different bikes now. They've changed everything around on the frame and the engine's about the engine's even a little different. The frame's about the only thing that's the same. But they've done the bags, the fairing, all that stuff's changed. It's lightened up. The bike's been lowered. It's just got a lot more. I think
it's refreshing because it's. It's like every year it's like, okay, here's the new bikes. Is that a 24? Is that a 23? Is that a 22? They all look the same to me. How do you tell what year it is?
Well, same thing. When they change the motor, I got the 110. I've rode the 114. I feel no difference. Like she had the 103, which was a big difference when I got back on the 103 after riding the 110. But when I rode the 107 and the 114, I could not feel any more performance than what my 110 ran. Why spend the money? They're not putting any other new features on the bike. So until this model here is the only time I've seen Harley actually change something. They can change the chrome or they can do this different grips or something like that, different handlebars, but you're still not changing. It's still the same freaking bike. You can take the old bike and make it the same way. You can't put the M8 on it, but you could do a lot of the same things to the bike. So now since they've done what they've done with these two models, I'm kind of excited about it. We're at Twin Peaks.
Yep.
Can't see it. A little closer. It's up here anyway.
It was right here. I have it there. That's where we are, Twin Peaks.
And right here in North Myrtle, it's right in front of Pro Bass. Is right over here. We got Hooters out front. It's right over here. It's in the same. I guess it used to be a mall or something.
No, this probably used to be. Remember how Bass Pro Shops has a big restaurant, usually a fish place?
I don't know if that's.
All Bass Pro Shops have it. I think that's what this used to be, and it must not did very good, so Twin Peaks opened it.
So they've been here for a while. They got a whole new management, got all new girls. I don't know what happened. We don't know. We don't care. Girls here are pretty friendly. They got a smaller staff tonight. So if you're out this way, come on out.
There's a
We're
few
in Twin
people
Peaks.
said they only live a few minutes away. So.
Yep.
Thank you.
Gonna get our first cold beer. Get my limes in there squeezed down in my Dos Equis. And so we'll have a little bit of beer. Not gonna drink a lot. I feel like I'm kind of getting congested or something too. I don't know if it's because the weather's changing.
Hot, cold, rainy.
Not sure what's going on. So sinuses were draining all last night. And so we'll see what happens. I feel all right. Hopefully I'll stay all right, or at least during the rally here. And so the next few days are going to be iffy. Monday's going to be a pretty good day. No rain's predicted at all, 0%. So the vendors will all be open tomorrow. So we'll get out there and we'll kind of show you them what where everybody's kind of moved around to. We'll see if there's new vendors at the dealership. It's been kind of petering down. They spent more money putting this giant tent in the back, selling their shirts at 10% over list price and selling their shirts. So we really haven't bought anything. At these vendors here, we've never bought any clothing or anything. They don't really give that good of. To me, if you're not giving me a good sale, I'm not paying $50 for a shirt. That's just sorry, Harley, we're not doing that. And it's not worth that much. But if they're on sale, I don't mind. Just like here, I got those ones for $10. I actually bought two for the guy that's been helping us with the house. And so he's got 3 shirts now that I picked up for him.
Happy Mother's Day to you too. And did you get your sticker? I was trying to drink some so I could squeeze the third lime in it. So I gave Jamie a sticker for you. So hopefully he gave that to you. Still haven't found anything out about the gas
I might
monkey.
need another lime.
You don't think?
Pretty tart. So things are going on. Yeah, we don't know nothing about the gas monkey yet. We haven't got a hold of the city yet. We called a couple times. Nobody's there. Nobody's answering the phone.
And you're too far away.
So we'll see what happens on all of that. But the rally's not too bad. I'm very impressed with Myrtle Beach. I had kind of thought with Barefoot Landing not being here, but we're getting still a lot of people that are coming here. They're like, where did vendor drugs go? So they didn't even know. So I don't know if that really affected.
They're like, what's going on at Barefoot Landing? There's nothing there.
Ain't there? Ain't coming.
You're not watching.
There's supposed to have been vendors here, but what we're hearing, we don't have the actual facts because the promoter for it isn't telling us anything for sure. But what we're hearing is by the time he signed the lease here on the property to have the big trucks, you have to have a 45-day notice to go get permits. So you got to order it on the 46th day from the opening day of the rally. He was there on the 43rd day. So
they said no.
Yeah,
we're not making no exception. Excuse, and he's like, nope.
Exception. No, that's the rule. That's the way it is. Don't like it. Don't come back.
So we're staying at the Myrtle Beach State Park. Thanks to Mike Adams, who sponsored us to come here. A big shout out to him and a thank you to him and his wife, Brenda. They'll be celebrating their 37th wedding anniversary on the 31st of August. Yep. So we really want to, this is special. We asked him what we could do for him, if there's anything he wanted or anything we could say. He does have a business up in Pennsylvania, and he said, nope, just talk about my beautiful bride, Brenda, and our 37th wedding anniversary. So there you go. But that's why we're here. And
you'll actually get to meet him in Sturgis. Yep. He's coming to Kathmandu. So we got a really big crowd. Looks like we could have over 20 RVs there for Kathmandu. Well, some of you may be in cabins too, but we're just counting 20 reservations.
As far as we know, people that have told us, we're coming to Kathmandu, we're coming to Kathmandu. It's like,
so it looks like we're going to have a big party at Kathmandu. And we're going to have a meet and greet and all that kind of stuff there too, that everybody's invited.
Some games.
Yeah, we got some adult games that we might be playing that we did down here in Leesburg. And it was a very big success. Everybody had a lot of fun. And I'm probably never going to show them on YouTube. It's those kind of adult games that, well, actually, I said a lot of things I probably shouldn't have said. I couldn't say on YouTube. So pretty exciting. And so we had a lot of fun in Leesburg. It was a great rally there, too. Didn't really have any real rain there either. It was just a really great time. Got a little hot. But other than that, it was a really great time. We love Leesburg. We're hoping next year we'll be able to return there and we'll talk about that. After we get done with Sturgis, we'll be talking. We've actually got a few new sponsors that are going to sign up here in the next few weeks before Sturgis. And if that all happens, it looks like next year we should hit the majority of all the rallies. We'll still be coming out to them.
We'll be flying in. Yep. We'll just have to find bikes and places to stay.
And some of them we can get through Harley Davidson. When they bring the big corporate truck out, we don't have a problem with Daytona and some of the other ones like that. Panama City, they bring the corporate truck out there that we can get a bike off the corporate truck. But we just have to find a place to stay and all that. And it depends on depends on our sponsorships that we have that are going to be going out. And we already have one, which is Camp Easy Ride. I don't have it up there, but Camp Easy Ride supports us and sponsors us, and which is a great deal. And we love that group. And that if you're ever thinking about going to a rally and you're like, I don't know what I want to do. Those hotels are so expensive, and I don't want to pack a tent on the back of my bike. I don't want to have to go. People come out to Sturgis and they go out to Walmart or someplace and they buy a tent, and they buy all this stuff, chairs and all this stuff, and then when they leave, it stays in the field. They give it away. Spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars on this junk, and they leave it.
I figure they're probably cheaper than a motel. They buy all that stuff.
You can go to Camp Easy Ride. Spell it out, EasyRide.com.
That's why.
You can go to their website, and they have a bunch of these rallies they go to that they set it all up. They have a little saying. It's arrive.
Simply arrive, drop, party, repeat, and leave.
Yeah.
That's
so
all you got to do.
Pretty much just bring your clothes. You've got an air mattress up on a stand. You got a little fan, and there's no air conditioning. He's actually thinking about it, Sturgis. Maybe he might have some. He ends up having all the rental tents in Sturgis this year.
At the Buffalo Chip.
And so he's got some VIP ones. He's actually looking at some that the vendors could rent. Very low key, not a lot of accessories. I mean, he puts there's a rug inside that when you walk on it, it's nice and soft. You've got a little table nightstand next to you. You can plug your phones in, a charger there to charge your phones. Got a little fan to kind of give you stuff. Got a little light in there. You got lawn chairs to sit out on the little patio cover that's on the tents. And he replaces these tents every year, brand new ones. And the tents he has, he gives to the homeless shelter, the veterans homeless shelters. He gives those away to them. So it's a really great cause. And not even counting that, you can go to his camp at one of his things and never leave. Why? They've got games. They have buses that come in and take you to different events that are going on. They have a hot tub.
They have a cold tub.
If it's cold, if it's hot, they give you the cold tub. Games. They have potlucks. They have mimosas in the morning and coffee and all this stuff, and it's all included in this price of this. And there's people that we met there at the camp that come every year, like the Leesburg, been coming for 3 years.
3 to 5 years.
They don't even own a motorcycle. If you see Six, we talk about her on our channel. She stays in their tents a lot when they go to the events. Yep. They like it, her and her husband, or is her boyfriend or husband, her significant other.
There you go.
Gentleman.
There you go. Her gentleman friend.
And so I'm not sure if they're married or if it's significant other. Don't know. But
could just be a good friend.
Yeah. I don't know. Don't know. We're not going to put any presumptions out there. But
if Six is on, she'll tell us straight.
So it's really great. Not for everybody. If you're somebody that, I don't like tents, I don't want anything to do with a tent, that's fine. You can rent cabins, you can rent trailers at a lot of the different campgrounds and stuff that we have been to. So there's always arrangements that can be made if you're not, or maybe, hey, I don't want to mingle with a group. But it's just really great. And we met some people. We had one of them on our channel, on one of them about a month ago, that when we did a sponsorship with them, telling you what we do is we do a sponsorship like we do here. Today's video is sponsored by Bob and Towns. And in the middle, we give you a little saying about what they would want you to say. Thanks for watching our channel and all that kind of good stuff. And at the end, we say the same thing again. Thanks for watching. I always point, and then when I edit it, I put it wherever I'm pointing. So that way I know I'm pointing the right way. So, yeah. So everyththing's backwards.
It is.
So
we're up to 91. Now it's down to 85.
So pretty exciting. Myrtle Beach is a really great rally. It's a lot of fun. You get down to SBB, you get down to the Beaver Bar, and it's wild. I couldn't even tell you last night. Those Love Jug fans, there was a whole bunch of them flopping around out there. I don't know how they fell off the bikes, but they were out there in front of the stage just going crazy. Jasmine Kane kind of riled that stuff up. We weren't there. We heard about it. But we got some of it before, but they were installing stickers on everybody, guys and girls. And I got some of that, but it'll show up on Patreon. We got a lot of Patreon stuff coming up soon. And at Windy Acres, it was pretty wild. And so you're going to see a lot of that. Better than Topless Tuesday even. And more than girls you're never going to see on the channel. But so it's really a lot of fun. And so a lot of it's going to be going on this week, and we'll see what's going on. We still got to get over to the Rat Hole. We haven't made it over there yet. We figure the same thing. They're probably not really open till Monday before everything gets going. So sometime this week we'll get over there and kind of see if they got anything going on. They're kind of the home of old biker games, if you like to roll the barrel or see how slow your bike runs or bite the wiener or whatever you want to do. They got a lot of those games over there, and it's an all-day event if you want to play those games. And some people like those.
On and on.
Yeah, some of you guys like those.
Us.
Some of those like those. But when we look at it as we're filming it, you don't want to watch an hour of people trying to bite a wiener, where it takes them. You might have 20 minutes before the next one pulls up to it because they're getting, you know. So we don't really. If we show you that
drive
stuff,
their bike, also they can drive their bike. It's like, oh my goodness.
and so it's like we show a little bit of that, but I only need a couple minutes of coverage, and that's way more than what you want to see.
So they do 3 hours of it. We only need 10 minutes of it.
Yeah. Hey, girl, you're drinking my beer.
I wasn't going to drink any, but it's really good.
Cold beer. Still freezing cold.
Yep.
29.3 degrees what the beer is right now. Nope, it's 29.9. Somebody must have been opening the cooler. It was a while ago, 29.3. Still below 30.
Yep.
And the mugs are frosted, and so they're really good. And this is probably one of the only places we still drink beer because same thing. We always get the small mugs because I always want
cold beer.
Cold beer. If I get a big mug, I would halfway
That's what
through
they
it.
say. Oh, you want the baby or the girl size? And he's like, I just want it cold.
Yeah, you keep it cold, and
If you
I'll
can give
buy
me
a big one.
a 22 ounce and keep it
Give me-
cold the whole
give
time
me
I'm
a
drinking,
cooling mug that keeps it frozen. I'll take
then
the big
we'll
one.
do the big one.
That's right. So pretty exciting. I it's a little slow for us because we're so used to Barefoot Landing. Today I would have been over at Barefoot Landing filming all the new vendors coming in to see who's here, if there's anybody new or thing like that. Wouldn't give you any talking video on them talking because they'll be setting up. But sometimes you see somebody's like, holy crap, look who's here, you know? And so it's kind of neat to give you. So we don't have that today. So this morning, like I said, we hung out at the Beaver Bar. We really don't have a lot of footage today. We filmed some stuff. We rode around. She rode on my bike today. She rode hers yesterday. And so she filmed some stuff today. And we went over to
SBB.
Yeah, we went over there. We also went over to Spokes and Bones. Showed you where JP Cycles are. They're setting their stuff up this evening. They're probably not done yet, but in a couple hours they'll be all done setting up. So that'll be good. So they're still here. So you still got one big truck. Well, Rick Rack's here too. So those are really the only two big trucks. The only other truck is Cero. Cero is not coming. I think their next rally is going to be Americade or something. And then they'll do Laconia. So they're not going to be in this area for a while. Which depends if you're a Cero person or not. You want to buy. But almost a lot of these other people, Rick Rack sells Cero stuff. So does J&P Cycles. They sell Cero stuff. But even sometimes when we go to Cero, they don't even have something in stock that we're asking for. It's like they don't carry any mufflers, slip-ons. It's like, why not? You can order it. I wanted it for the rally. I didn't want to order it.
Well, you only got so much room in a truck.
Yeah, which is true. You only bring so much. And so, pretty exciting. And over at the Fair and Exchange, they've already been doing some digital gauges and putting some interferings on and stuff they were doing. They did some lighting the other day.
So that
over
one
there.
of the videos, the guy was very happy with his interfering.
And it came on. I think it was on Saturday's video. The gentleman was talking about his Road Glide. It was red. And I didn't get a shot of it before he put it in, but it was really slick afterwards. And I said, go talk to him real quick. And he couldn't hardly talk. He was so excited.
I said, oh my gosh, it was just so pretty. It was like, oh my gosh, it really
nice red. And so he was really excited and pretty neat.
Hey,
Karen's in the house.
Yep.
And
Happy Mother's Day to you and all your puppies.
So not a whole lot. We're kind of although we didn't have a whole lot to do today. I could have made a video. Like I said, we went to Georgetown yesterday. We filmed that. I got the 360 camera. I edited all that already. It's ready to be put onto the video with whatever video we add. But I mean, Saturday here was a really good crowd. I don't know if you guys watch Amsel Adams. He put a video out. He didn't get around as much as we do, but we just seen a lot of bikes riding out here on the 17 business. Lots of bikes, hundreds and hundreds of bikes we've seen. How many bikes would I say was probably here? I would say over 10,000 bikes, maybe 20,000 bikes could have been in the area. Maybe. I don't know if it would have been that many or not, but probably close to 10,000, I would say for sure. Lots of bikes I seen. For a first Saturday, it was really good. Today, not so much. There are several thousand bikes here running around, but I mean, we were down at SBB and also at Beaver Bar. Beaver Bar was kind of full in the front. When we kind of left about 1 o'clock, well, it was actually probably later than that, probably closer to 3 o'clock, 2 or 3, we left SBB, and their side lot was probably 75% full. But they said typically on Sundays, they don't have that much And I thought, oh, I don't know. I thought it was kind of slow, maybe because of Mother's Day. And they're like, no, actually, there's probably more bikes here than there was last Sunday a year ago. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm just assuming. You know what happens when you assume. So it looks like people are pretty happy with the crowd. And a lot of people are asking us, what do you think about the crowd? What do you think it is? And, it looks pretty normal for a first weekend. We have to see how this week goes. But some of the subscribers that we have, that when I put it on our Facebook page and said, hey, who's coming to Myrtle? And there's a lot of people coming Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, some coming in Friday. So there's going to be all week. We're going to be seeing bikes coming in. So hopefully by the weekend, like I said, Tuesday is the only day they're predicting 90% of rain. But once again, 90% of rain means it's going to rain a drop in my hand. They answered their question. Doesn't mean it's going to rain all day. Doesn't mean that it's not going to rain all day. The odds are if there's predicted 90%, it means a 10% chance it's not going to rain. So probably we're going to see some rain on Tuesday. But typically it's Florida. We're going to start getting back into the humidity. And I think on Thursday, I think the humidity is supposed to be way down again.
He said 0% chance of rain again.
Yeah, so Thursday will be really good. Friday and Saturday next week, they're only putting like a 15 or 20% chance. So I wouldn't buy any of that to scare me off from coming down next weekend to this. But I mean, it's going to be full blown next Friday, Saturday. It's going to be full blown here. There's a lot of stuff going to be going on. There's some pretty good concerts that are going to be going on. Be a place to be. If you're anywhere near here, you need to start making plans to come down next weekend or this week even. And even come down on Tuesday. Put the rain gear on. Come on down. It's a little rain.
Or if you're trailering it, just drive on down.
Yeah.
And then you'll be all set to go for the rest of the week, because the rest of the week looks pretty decent.
And I don't know what the capacity is. We don't really have any connections here with any of the hotels or campgrounds or anything like that, because none of them are bike exclusive. So when State Park where we're at, we have a couple spots next to us that are one on about 3 down and one on this side. We're right, when you first come in, we're right there. So we're not driving around. We haven't drove around the campground to see what else is out there. I did see some bikes today. We've probably seen, just in our little area, where there's probably 20 or 30 trailers right where I can see when come in. There's probably half of them's got bikes sitting out front today when we came back in. We picked the truck up because I brought the computer and all that. It makes it easier for her to see the comments.
Yeah.
Anything you want to say?
No, happy Mother's Day to everybody, Karen says, and we're going to say happy Mother's Day to everybody. I hope everybody had a great day, and where you're at, the weather's nice, and you got to enjoy it with your family and friends and your kids.
So hopefully if you're down here, come on over. We're not that far. If you're down at Myrtle's Inlet, you can jump out here on the regular 17, and 15, 20 minutes, you'll be here. So come on over here. We'll hang around here a little bit longer. And right now, it's getting pretty scarce. We only got about a dozen people in here now. So these girls will give you a lot of personal attention right now. Waitress we have is really nice. She's really cute and really nice.
Emily.
And she said she'd be glad to meet any of our subscribers.
Wednesday, Friday, and Sundays is when she works.
Yep. And very nice. And all the girls here seem to be pretty nice. But I mean, it's a small staff today because when we first came in, like I said, they got all new management here. Don't know why, don't know, don't care. But when we came in, that's what he said, how many people are you going to be bringing in? And we're like, we don't know. We know Steven was coming for sure. He wanted to have
we told a few people about it.
But we don't.
Put up on Facebook.
Yeah, and so we didn't know if anybody would show up or not. Last year, we had probably 12 or 15 people here. But we had the vendors here, and a lot of the vendors, because over here at Barefoot Landing, 6 o'clock, you kind of closed down. And so a lot of them came over here with us. Then we had Ryder X and a whole bunch of different of you guys were here. And check that out. I guess Ryder X ain't on tonight if he ain't listening. Because he's supposed to come.
Talking.
He's supposed to come here, and he probably don't want me to give him a hard time because he probably ain't coming. It's like he ain't coming to Sturgis.
He's busy.
Yeah.
If you got to work, you got to work.
Yeah. On Sunday.
You got to make money.
Sunday.
He's got a wife and a kid.
So, don't know. Don't know where he's at. Don't know what he's up to. And so he said maybe he'd come down for a couple days. Maybe he will. Maybe he won't. I don't know. I want him to do something with my computer. They've changed StreamYard, which is what we uploaded for these lives. We use StreamYard so we can bring guests in. Plus, we can see your comments. We can put them down here in the comments. We can put them down here for you to see when we talk about you. And YouTube or Facebook, whoever changed it, Facebook won't let you put it on there anymore. So I have 2 Facebook pages that are called Bob and Tam's. One of them is a business account. So when it comes up and when I comment, it says Bob and Tam's comment. And the other one is our regular YouTube or Facebook page that most of you belong to. And that one's the one they took away because it's considered a group page. So, but there's a way you can go in there and back do it. But when I kind of looked at them, I have no idea. They want IP address, do this and this and this. I have no idea. So I was hoping Ryder X would have been down here, and he could have just spent probably 2 minutes, then did what they're trying to tell me to do.
Fixed it for us.
So at this point, I had to put it on there. I had to put the YouTube hashtag on there. So if you clicked on it, it took you to YouTube. But if you're on there, you may not be able to comment because you're not signed in. Where before you'd be in the Facebook page.
Well, Steven had said that, and I said, well, yeah, we know that, because I don't know where we were at, and he was trying to do a live real quick. I think it was in Leesburg, and he was sitting out in the truck waiting and playing. I'm like, what are you doing? So I finally says, it won't let me attach the Facebook groups on to the live stream.
I can put you on my personal page, which some of you are on my personal, which I don't put a lot of stuff on my personal. A lot of people, I think, thought if I put it on there, you'd see more about me. I don't really put anything on my Facebook page. The kids once in a while tag me and stuff, but I mean, I don't really. Most of my stuff that I tag is going to be on
Myrtle Beach local. Steven's here with us.
Yep.
There's SJS. She's on there. She's telling everybody
She's
Happy Mother's Day. Yep. SJS is a local. And then we've met a few people that are locals down here. A couple of people today, they said they were from Conway. So that's not too awful far away.
And they're subscribers, and we met a lot of subscribers there. I couldn't even count how many we've already met. And we've gotten this year especially where people have come up and that's what they said. Wow, you guys give out so much information. I had a guy today came up to me at Beaver Bar and said, wow, I wasn't even going to come. And he said, you showed us all the stuff that was going on and the places to go and where they've been. He said, I'm here for this weekend. And I'm like, okay, thanks. I'm glad you came by and told us that. It always keeps me going because you don't get rich on YouTube. And so by having you come and tell us that, you appreciate watching, and I get a lot of emails from you guys all the time too. And people tell me, you keep up the great work. You're doing a great job on videos and things like that. And we're trying to build the channel up. We're not that far from hitting 25,000. We're less than 200 subscribers away. So if you can share it to some of your friends, the idea is they need to watch at least 3 minutes of a video before you subscribe, or YouTube will take you away from me. That's on any YouTube. Yeah, they think you're a computer that's generating subscribers. So you have to watch a video before you can
subscribe and like it.
No, just a tip to people out there, because a lot of times they'll do that. I've had people come up and say, I got a YouTube channel and I keep losing people. And I'm like, you announce that? No, I didn't know they had to do that. Well, you need to tell them that. We get a lot, especially at rallies. Well, I just had a guy walk up. He said, those people over there said you're YouTubers. And we're like, yeah, we're getting ready to do a live. Well, we were about an hour waiting because we got here a lot earlier. We thought it'd be a little more crowded than this. Thought we'd have to wait, and we didn't. But so we got ate really quick. By 6 o'clock, we were already done eating. So we sat here for an hour doing nothing, waiting for it to happen. So this guy walks over and he says, so we gave him a card and he said, help find me on your phone, on my phone. So I did it, and I hit a video and I said, well, let this play for 3 minutes to let the subscribe stick. He's like, okay. So, yep.
You want another beer?
No, I'm okay right now. Yeah. And so we set him all up, and he watched the whole 3 minutes, and I gained that subscriber, and he'll stay there now, but since it's on there, so it's kind of neat. And so we're not that far away, and I haven't been talking about it. It's not going to make our channel any better by having more subscribers, but it makes me feel better when I see that we're growing. Because with our channel, it's for me, this channel didn't go like I thought. I thought that I would make videos on motorcycle rallies, and I thought a lot of people would watch them all, because like in my case, there's rallies I would have never gone to. Never. Well, I don't know if I would have ever made it to even Daytona
or to Myrtle Beach
or Laconia or some of these other rallies. I don't know if we would have ever made it to any of those, but I would have loved to have watched videos on this to say, maybe I want to put that on my bucket list. Maybe, one day, maybe we can make it to Laconia, or maybe we can make it to Myrtle Beach, or we can make it to some of these other rallies. Go down to Mexico. It's not that far from my house to see what the Mexico rally was like, Rocky Point. But it's like, I don't get that. I get a lot of people, just like in Leesburg, I got a lot of people come up to me, and that's what they said. Wow, we just found your channel. You gave me so much help here in Leesburg. Man, I didn't know this. I didn't know that. I didn't know. You were so great. I'm going to be looking for your videos next year. Okay. We do have videos all year long, though. Leesburg? No, on other rallies. Oh, okay. Thanks. So we get that a lot. So it seems to be our channels more when people are interested in something. Now, Sturgis is probably the only exception to the rule, because if you own a motorcycle, you've either been to Sturgis or you wish you've gone to Sturgis. And that's the thing that you want to look at to make sure that it all works out. I just, yeah, I didn't know where it was all coming from. And so that's the point that I thought. So that's why in Sturgis this year we're getting there so early, because we don't really have any rallies after this one that we're going to be doing. So we've got a bunch of videos to show you. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff that's in the queue that we haven't edited yet or put out or anything like that. A lot of stuff.
Now you figure out how you can do it. Weems told you.
Yeah, oh yeah. So there's a bunch of neat stuff that we've learned. Well, you learn something all the time. I'm one of these people that I learned a long time ago from a very old man that you can never know it all. And if you keep your mind open, you can always learn from somebody else. And I've done that my whole life. I've learned from, it's like somebody one time told me we stole we steal content from people. And I said, how long have you had a YouTube channel? 2 years. Oh. I'll bet every video you've put out, somebody else has already talked about that. It's pretty hard to find a video that nobody in the world has talked about, that would pertain to what you have, because it's social media. There's a billion YouTube. There's probably a 20 or 80 million videos come out every single day on YouTube. So there's so much stuff coming out, and there's other people, and some people try to do what we do. And that's I've noticed since we've started this. We started in 2020 and doing the motorcycles in August. And when we first started this, 2020, 21, 2022, we were pretty much the only one giving out information about motorcycle rallies at the rally. There was people there was people like Prime Cut Pro. They put a video out a week or two later. Awesome documentary. Some of these other guys, Professional Monkey. He was kind of like way after the fact. And there's a whole bunch of them that never really put any videos out during the rally. But we did. Every single day, we pumped the video out, showing you what's going on, what's happening, and all that. Even Amzo Adam, when we first started, he wasn't even really a YouTube channel yet. He'd got a few things, and we kind of helped him along to get him to where he's moving along good. And we kind of let him just do his own thing now. We haven't really helped him the last year or two. He's kind of been doing his own thing, and that's great. Let him build up his rapport, and it's a lot of you watch him and watch us, and that's great. But it's all different of what you do. Now I lost where I was at. Lost my train of thought.
I don't know where you were going on that crazy train.
So problem I have is, most of you have been around a long time, is my brain is already working on the next thing while I'm talking. So I've always been that way. That's why I don't really run on it when we're talking about stuff. I've always got something to talk about because I'm already thinking something else that's going on. So when it comes out, I want to talk about it right away and say, hey, you need to check this out. And sometimes just like here, we forget to say, well, we're in Twin Peaks. Come on by. Even if you don't make it today, you're coming to Myrtle Beach. You should. It is worth it. This has probably I can say it right now. There probably is no one that has colder beer in Myrtle Beach than this bar. Yeah. Nobody.
If you like ice cold beer.
Yeah. And who don't like ice cold beer? A German who likes warm beer. No. That's why we're not in Germany. We want ice cold beer. So is any of you, other than Jeff, that's here for the rally?
There's a couple people that Heather and Mike are on. They sent me a thing saying they got a pool. I said, well, that looks very nice. And I think they're locals here. And then a few people that we met today, I mean, they're all locals. And down here, Richard was on. He said he wasn't feeling up to par, or he would have come down. Richard Brooks. Did you see Richard's message, Stephen?
Keep those engines running and stay between the sidewalks.
So it's. I haven't seen anything bad happen. I haven't seen any accidents. You haven't heard anything about any accidents or anything yet, have you?
I've seen a few ambulances going up and down.
Yeah, we've seen that too. Yeah, we've seen a fire truck today and an ambulance, but it looked like they went into a subdivision. But they already got all the signs up for the rally after this one that already tells you that the subdivision streets are all closed to Atlantic Boulevard. Is that what they call that?
Yeah.
Atlantic Boulevard. They already got all the signs up, and when we first went by, I'm thinking, who's going down there anyway? Ain't nothing down there to see. Atlantic Boulevard. If you've never been to Myrtle Beach, there is nothing down there but a bunch of hotels. You can't see the beach. There's a few junky stores down there from probably the 50s that like a boardwalk looking places, but not worth even going down there. Unless you're staying down there, there really isn't anything down there. There's no pleasure of riding down there. We took the bike down there last year and kind of showed you. We're probably not going to show you this year. I drove down to the end because I was waiting for her. She did the report on Mammy's because we couldn't get in the parking lot. They closed it after 1 for you to pay for the beach, and I wasn't going to pay for her just to do that for us to do a 10-second plug in front of it. So I dropped her off and went around the block, and I sat there and I took a picture of the water and the Ferris wheel and all that was in the video. That was me sitting in the truck waiting for her to get out. So I went around the block and picked her back up. So that's about as close as we're going to get. That probably was Atlantic that I went down, and I filmed a little bit of it, but ain't really much down there to see. Plus, with motorcycles, they don't want you really down there.
We didn't do the bar video yet either.
No, we haven't done that yet either. Well, probably one of the days this week, we'll see if we hop around some of the bars and show you. There's some really cool ones here that we've stumbled over before, but we never really got to go in them because the bikes are all out there and we're kind of cutting through a subdivision. It's like, holy crap, we should stop there. There's one in Daytona that we always skip. It looks like a little old-time gas station that they turned into this little bar. It's probably just a beer bar only. It's so small. But it's usually there's 50 bikes out front.
Bigger than a 10 by 10, maybe 20 by 20.
It's just packed full of bars. It's in a neighborhood. And we always talk about it, but we never stop. This time we couldn't remember what we thought it was the other way, and it was this way.
If you go down beach where all the main stuff used to be and keep going down beach till it deads in, and it's right there. You kept like,
Well, the Boweries were famous. That's down
Yeah.
by that's where Alabama got the
Yeah.
start. And that's where they were
We went to
house
go down
band for
there.
10 years.
Yep.
Yeah.
We were going to go to that one too. We've been down in that one before too.
That one we did go to. It's a bar
Long time
where
ago.
if you're a fan of Alabama, they actually started their career in this little bar down here. They used to play all the time.
They were the house
Oh,
band
yeah.
for that bar.
And
for
they
10
said you go
years.
down there. I didn't see the pictures, but they said you go down there and you can see pictures on the wall. When we went down there, we didn't see anything. I think we might have ate there. I think they had a hamburger.
think
Maybe
we
we just
did.
got a drink. I don't know what we did. We went there a couple years ago on a video. And so we're going to kind of think about doing a bar series while we're here. Did the restaurant one. It didn't really go that well. We had 3 favorite restaurants that we wanted to do, and we've ate at several times, and we've had really good luck with it. The video didn't do as good as the other 2 that I've had out. So I kind of redid the title a little bit. But to the 3 must-do
used to be
video.
the main cruising scene back in the 80s was I think they call it Atlantic Boulevard, not Ocean Boulevard.
Well, it used to be, we came out here in the 80s too. Our daughters were in a dance competition. I couldn't even tell you what hotel we stayed in. But we really didn't. We went to a water park over here. We trying to figure it out there with the water park. We drove the Grand Prix cars and stuff over there. We kind of figured out where that was finally at. But we have no idea what hotel it was. But you had to go. We were on the opposite side of the street. You had to walk across to their other hotel to get to the beach. But you didn't really see much. So, but I have no idea what hotel it was. But there's not a lot
But
of
it was
beach.
during a full moon because just him and I don't know where the kids and my mom and dad were and everybody, but we were sitting on the seawall and we saw this orange thing. We thought it was a big ship coming in, and it just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And we're like, oh my gosh,
Well, it
what is
was
this
coming
thing?
out of the water.
And it was like, it looked like it was getting closer because it kept getting bigger. So we finally asked somebody, we're like, what is that? And what is it doing? They said, that's the moon rising. So if it was a full moon, and it had to have been summer, so it was either June or July. And
Too long ago.
I would probably say
Amazon got it to where
89.
the sun was rising
Oh, did he?
out of the ocean, and on one of his videos, and that was pretty cool. And so yeah, you can. There's all different kinds of, if you're in the right place at the right time, get the right shot. We had a great sunset the other day, and she just took with the phone. I think. I don't think we took it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I did a video on it or not. That hasn't come up yet. A lot of stuff we shoot video on, and it just never gets to the editing floor. Gets on the editing floor, never gets to be seen. More video we shoot, the more at night I don't have a lot of time to find it. So some of the stuff
He'll get done with the video, and I said, well, did you get this or did you get that? And he's like, no, because if I'm filming and I'm just walking around and then, oh, this is really cool, or these girls are doing this, or I saw Jay Allen, and he went like this to the camera, and I said, did you get all that? And but it's in a clip, so it's not the first thing you see. So he'd have to look through the whole clip, and if I'm walking around for 10 minutes, he doesn't see it.
Don't have that much time to sit and look at it all. So normally I'm looking at what we filmed. I know what we shot. If I send her one direction to walk, she knows. I kind of know she's going around the back. Okay, we'll get some of that. Maybe we will. Maybe we won't. But a lot of times we shoot a lot of footage and we don't show everything. Just like a lot of the vendors at the Beaver Bar, you'll never see because there are more people selling jewelry or T-shirts or I call it just junk. That's at the rally. Once I show you a T-shirt, if you're going to come to the rally, you're going to probably walk past all that stuff anyway. But it's not like I'm looking for a particular shirt guy, Maybe you are, maybe you're not. But, we show a little bit of it today. We kind of walked through the Spokes and Bones. Mainly there was more like 160 biker stuff, but not the high quality, more cheaper stuff. that was in there, and pretty much there was nothing there for motorcycles.
Helmets. There was
Oh
helmets.
yeah, I guess there was motorcycle helmets. Some, I don't know if they were DOT or not.
I think that's the guy you talked to last year or year before.
What was it?
Remember you talked to him for like 20 minutes about the DOT stickers and all that stuff? That he was there. Well, I didn't see him. I saw
there was nobody in the
mystery
booth.
man. How you doing?
So pretty good. So far, I'm not disappointed in the rally. Haven't seen any real trouble. We've had no problem with parking. Today, we actually did a little bit of video that'll show up tomorrow that would show you where you can park at. Maybe I've never been. We had that one of our YouTube friends that we met a couple years ago in Daytona. He had never really gone to a motorcycle rally. He had a Honda Rebel, and then he finally bought him a Harley. I think he's got a Heritage or something now. But he had no idea what to expect at a motorcycle rally. He didn't know on Main Street, how do I park on the sidewalk? How does that work? I don't understand all that. So we ended up meeting up with him, and we talked to him. At the end of the day, he's like, I'm really glad I kind of talked to you guys. And I'm like, why? He says, I had no idea how this all works. He says, I've never been to a rally. He's actually supposed to come to Sturgis this year. You'll see him on our channel if he does. And a really nice guy. He's more of an RV guy than he is a motorcycle guy, but he talks a little bit about motorcycle. Actually, the other day he did a video, and I was actually very impressed about his talk on the ride and all that stuff. I wrote in and said, man, you almost sound like a motorcycle channel now. But he's been doing YouTube for like 12 years or something. So he's been around a long time. He's full-timer and lives in his motorhome with a couple cats and single guy and travels around and vlogs on his adventures and stuff. And
his travels.
Yeah. And very interesting. I don't watch all of his videos either. But right now we don't have time to watch anybody. Yeah, we used to watch them all before we had a YouTube channel. We have a whole lot of YouTubers that we never really was a motorcycle channel other than Adam Sandoval. I've been watching him for years before probably about a year before we got on our channel. I was watching, actually, if you know Adam Sandoval, he was breaking the world record of hitting every Harley deal in the United States. That's when I kind of picked him up. He was raising money for veterans and stuff like that. And it was kind of interesting. And I like to travel. I love to travel around America. That's my favorite. I always say people travel all over the world. And it's like, have you ever been here? No. Have you ever been there? No. Have you ever been there? You're missing so much the beauty that's right here in the United States.
In your own backyard.
And you want to go overseas and see what's going over there. When you go over as a tourist, you don't know nothing. You don't know what the hell you're looking for. And where if you're here in the United States and if you're an American and you know how to get around and you know how to ask questions and there's so much out here, I've got a big old bucket list of stuff I still want to do. And some of the stuff is really close to where we live. In Utah and stuff, there's the Arches Park and all the stuff. We've never had time to really sit down and do all that. We're hoping with us being able to fly into some of these rallies, we're going to start doing bike tours and to take you out, more me, not so much her, because she can't travel that far on bikes, but take out to some of these fun places and spend a weekend or a week out and do all this stuff. So it's something that's what my true thing is when we travel on bikes, which we're talking about this for May of 2025, having a ride up the coast. Once you ride with me up the coast of California, you're going to realize what real motorcycle travel is. It's not about riding from here to New York in a week or traveling all four corners of the United States in 2 weeks. Yes, that's a great challenge that you did that, but what did you see? A lot of things flying past you.
Jeep Beach. Where is Jeep Beach?
Trying to find a location here.
I don't know where it's at, Karen.
What?
She says, she says, I know this has nothing to do with anything, but do you think you might go to Jeep Beach?
Here?
Don't know where
or
it's
is she talking about Daytona's bike Jeep week?
It just says
Beach
Jeep Beach. That's it.
They had the Jeep show here a few months ago.
Oh, they had one here too?
Yeah, huge.
Well, they have it everywhere. We have a friend that went down to Nashville, or they went to
Pigeon Forge
and went to that one. Someday we might have a Jeep. I really want another Jeep. I had a 79 CJ7. I'd like to get another one of those. If I get into the two vehicles I want to buy is an older Ford truck, a 70s model Ford truck, and I want to get a 79 CJ7. If I got those, you would see my mechanical side on the automotive. I could paint them. I could do the body work. I can rebuild the motors. But the only thing I don't do is transmission work. But anything else in the vehicle, I do all that. And no hesitation.
Probably not.
In Daytona Beach? Yeah, probably not. Unless somebody in Jeep wants to sponsor us. But I probably wouldn't even haul my Jeep all that way. That's just too far for us to come 2,400 miles to an event that's what's killing us, is all this travel that we do and all the time it takes us to get to all this stuff. Because we're from Arizona. Those, home base is not in Phoenix. We're over by the California, Nevada, Arizona, right on that corner is where we're at on the Colorado River. So it's a long haul to come over. That's why
we got to go. You basically would say we're coming from California, because we're right on the border of California. So you got to go all the way across Arizona, all the way across New Mexico, all the way across Texas. That's the killer. And then Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama.
That all goes
Florida.
pretty quick once you
Yeah.
get through Texas. Whoa! We really enjoy this, but it's 4 years of repeating this. And we did some of the fall rallies, so we can pretty much tell you what the rest areas are. We know the stops to get gas. We know a lot of that.
Thank you to all the best.
We're watching money, so we watch. We can't go to all the things we'd like to stop along the way because we're trying to travel on a very small budget to get there. And gas is expensive enough. All of you know how expensive. Well, gas is shitting. We got gas here under $3 a gallon. It's like for regular right here down the street, it's $2.80 a gallon for unleaded.
Yep.
And so that's some good. I got gas. Steven the other day said he paid over $4. I paid $3.89 for premium the other day to gas up the bikes, and so we put some premium in it. And so that's kind of on that. So, but I mean, we still want to come to the rallies. We just don't want to spend a month and a half in Florida anymore. So it'd be a whole lot easier that when we fly into Daytona, we may not do the pre-stuff as much as we did before, depending on who sponsors us and how long we can stay someplace and where we're at, and things like that. So we have, as we get closer to the beginning of next year, we'll announce where we're going, where we're staying at, how we're getting there, what's going on, so you kind of have an idea. We kind of got spoiled by doing Ocean City and Bikes, Booze, and Barbecue because those two we fly into. But the bad thing about it is I don't get the pre-stuff. Ocean City, we got a little better idea now because we've gone to it once. Bikes, Booze, and Barbecue, we've been there twice. So it's not that big a deal to be there more than a day or two ahead, which we get there. It starts on Thursday, I guess. So we'll get there on Monday anyway. So we'll be there a couple of days before it starts. But it's not where you get the long preview of giving you all the great information that we give, because we get a great, most of the rallies we go to, Daytona, Sturgis, not so much. Those two are really the two biggest ones. And we have such a great rapport with owners of the businesses, with the cities, with the police, with all these different people. We have such great contacts where we don't have that like in a city like this. We don't have it in Panama. Panama City, we know a few people, but not very many. When it comes to the business owners, Galveston, Laconia, Ocean City, we're starting to meet people in Mike's Blues and Barbecue, and we're getting a few good connections there. So that's good, but it's hard to do that. Sturgis is the one we've got the most, but a lot of the same people that we know in Sturgis has that same pull in other communities. So that's what when you wonder how we do what we do, it's because the people that we know.
The networking.
That's right. We spent our whole 4 years here. This is full time for us. This is all we do. Even when I'm home, where she's on the phone making phone calls and checking with this and checking with that to find out.
Well, like even today, talking with Jay Allen, we probably spent an hour talking to Jay Allen. But
same thing. He knows so many important people because he owned the Broken Spoke. And he's been in this business for 30, 40 years. So he's same thing. Now, we've never asked him for anything, but a lot of times like that, we want to do something. We're like, hey, we're trying to find this or this or this out. Hold on a minute. Let me make a phone call real quick. Here's their phone number. They're waiting for your phone call. Give them a call. And we're like, okay, and call them up. Oh, yeah, hey, Bob and Tam, how's it going? Da, 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 da. Well, the funny thing is a lot of times when we call them, they're like, oh, we know who you are. We wonder why you never called us. We didn't know you guys were in charge of that.
We didn't have a number to call you.
Yeah. So it's
reach out to us.
It's really good. We built a great rapport. We're not out here to throw people under the bus. We're not out here. There's so many videos that I could have made that would have gone viral. We know so much dirt on a lot of these places. But I guess we'll do another Dos Equis. And the reason we don't, because I don't want to burn a relationship. I don't know nothing here. But if we've seen something go on here, it's just like the mud. Typical example is Sturgis last year. Everybody made a big thing about the mud at the Buffalo Chip. Did you see the mud at Hog Heaven? It was 100 times worse than the buffalo chip. Did you go to Pappy Hoyle? You should have seen the mound of dirt we seen after it was over, that they took the backhoe and they plowed it down so people could drive. They plowed that mud off the top, get down to the clay so people could get out. Pretty much every campground is a field. So when it rains, it gets muddy. When people take their 4-wheel drives or their ATVs they bring, and they fly through the mud. That's how it got there. It wasn't from the motorcycles. It wasn't from the trailers going in and out. It was people that played in the mud at the campground. That's what it was all about. And did we talk about that? No, it freaking rains. It hasn't done that for 28 years in Sturgis. They hadn't had that much rain during the rally. So why are you making a big thing about it? It isn't worth it. To us, I'm not going to throw the buffalo chip under the bus, and everybody did. Everybody showed how muddy it was and talked about, oh, they wouldn't let people come down the hill. Boo-hoo-hoo. They did it for your safety, too. They didn't want to find a trailer down there to slid down the side of the hill. But they have roads now that are asphalted. You could have got in and out of that campground without any problem. But some of the people parked up there on the top, the back 40. It's on a freaking hill, buddy. What happens when it rains? The water runs down the hill. Also on the other side there where Blue Sky is, there's that valley where all the tents are at. Same thing. It's a swimming pool hole, and mud got down that hill. People started parking cars. Our friend went in there and got stuck. His sons had to push him out. So there was things going on.
That was iffy.
And we showed some of that, but not most of that, because what does it matter? We may not see it for another 20 or 30 years. I probably won't even be going to rallies in 20 or 30 years from now. You may not even be alive in 20 or 30 years from now. You may not be alive in 20 or 30 years. So why make a big thing about something? Same thing with Budweiser. Look at Budweiser. Nobody's at their booth. Oh, they're woke. Who cares? But do you know why? We talked to all the vendors this year so far. You know who the number one sponsor of motorcycle is? You guessed it. Anheuser-Busch. They spend more money at motorcycle rallies than any other company for the last 20 years.
Almost at any event.
So when you stop drinking Anheuser-Busch products
and you think you're hurting them,
you're hurting yourself. Now it is. We actually asked today at SBB. I went to our favorite waitress. And I already had an idea because we were sitting there for about 20 or 30 minutes, and I watched people come up and buy beers. Number one beer was Michelob Ultra. Second one was Bud Light. So, yes, they are drinking Bud Light. And no, I'm not going to run up with a camera and say, why are you drinking Bud Light? I really don't care. Most of these big companies now that you're buying your products from are just in the same boat as what they are. They're supporting the same groups, same everything. If you ain't figured out what's going on in the world, you're living under a rock. There's all kinds of bad things going on, and these big corporations are jumping on the bandwagon. They think that's going to make a difference. Well, they're just destroying America is what's going on. And if you want, just like here, maybe you don't want to ever go to another rally again. That's fine. You don't need to really drink a Bud Light ever again. I'm not saying you should drink a Bud Light. But if it's a beer you like to drink it, do it. There's a lot of other companies that are doing way worse, and I'll bet you're buying. But it's like Aunt Jemima. Look up Aunt Jemima, the lady that actually had her picture on the cover of that bottle, and find out what made her famous and how rich her family got from doing that. And by them taking that off the bottle now, her family no longer lives in her legacy. Look it up, Aunt Jemima. Look it up. Find the real truth out there, and it's easy to find. Even Google and all the other ones will tell you the real truth about Aunt Jemima. But that's just one instance of somebody that they took off because they thought it was hurting somebody or
it was racist.
Yeah. And so we're not going to get all into that, but it drives me crazy. We don't listen to the advertisers anymore. I don't really care what they do. If you like a product, they want to get rid of the Atlanta Braves. And some guy told us
the Redskins, Washington Redskins.
Yeah, Washington Redskins. Somebody told us that today, and I thought about it. He said, "You know why that team called themselves the
Redskins or the Chiefs?"
Yeah.
Or...
You know why they do that? because the Indians were such great fighters. They didn't win the war a lot of times because they didn't have the right equipment to fight the United States and the Army and things like that, because they didn't have guns and all the stuff that they needed to do. The Army was always way ahead of them, and they were just running around.
But the reason you pick a name for a team, because you want it to be mighty and strong and mean something. So the Chiefs and the Indians and
the Redskins.
And it was like, because they
sloop,
were
just like Indian motorcycle. The guy was talking about a sponsorship. They were going to sponsor him for a bike that he raced. And his first bike was an Indian Chief that he raced. And they said, we might have a problem. And that's why he brought it up. Was you thinking woke or something? And they're like, well,
we didn't really.
And he's like, if that's the way you want, I don't want you as an advertiser. I don't need you. Indian is a great product, a great motorcycle.
It's been around since 1901.
And I don't know any Native American. What's really funny is some people will say that, they like to be called Native Americans. We live around the Mojave. Native Americans, what they like to be called? Indians. Indian tacos, Indian bread, Indian jewelry. It's on all their signs. So when you go up to them and say, you find one that lives in a tribe. And like we do, we have Mojave Indians by us. And I asked them, do you like to be called Indians or Native Americans? They said, really, we are Indians. We are native. It's just like people when they say, I'm African American. Well, are you African or are you American? You can't be both unless you were born in Africa and you have dual residency and you came here as a resident, then you're an African American. But if you were born like me, I've got some Italian in me, I got some German in me, but I'm not a German American. I was born here in the United States, and I'm an American. Doesn't matter what my ancestors are. My grandpa came from Germany and became a citizen, and most of my relatives on that side, Hoffman's side, is all German. But I'm not a German American. I'm not an American German. I'm an American because I was born here in the United States.
I'm a Martian.
You're a what? Steven says he's a Martian. He's from Mars. That's where Martians come from. Can't say what he said there.
No.
But it kind of always makes me funny because I know a lot of people that like I say, we live in Arizona and we have the Mojave Indians. So we know a lot of Indians that we talk to. We lived right outside of St. Louis. If you ask Professional Monkey, St. Louis used to be either you were black or white. There was no in between. We had no Mexicans, no Italians. We had nothing else. It was
no Asians.
Black and white. And
50-50.
that wasn't that much. But so we grew up with black people, a lot of them. And, it's just like when some people will tell me, why do you call them black people? Well, because that's what they call us white people. We call them black people. Doesn't matter if they're brown or light brown or beige. They were black or white. We're white, even though I'm not really white. This is white. Doesn't match me, but I'm still a white dude. And when I'm
like that when they call you,
so
I'm Caucasian.
Oh,
Caucasian, yeah, that's another one. I think I would feel racist if somebody called me a Caucasian. That just sounds bad.
You're a Caucasian. It was funny because on Facebook, I joined this women's group for Harley riders, and they were selling stuff because I'm looking for a new pair of boots, and I don't want to spend $300 for a pair of Harley boots. So I got on there. We have to join the group. So it asks you these questions, and it says, first off, are you a woman? And I put yes, and it says, do you identify as a woman? And I'm like, oh, yeah.
And then it says,
absolutely no men, no blah, 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 can be on this group because it's for women only.
So it didn't really make
sense. So then why did you ask if I identify as a woman?
Because then wouldn't you be a man?
Yes.
Just my thought.
I'm like, this. I was like,
so I don't know if somebody was
just,
I don't know if Facebook made them put that down since they were saying you had to be a woman. Or if you might have marked that other box that identifies as a woman, they might have turned you down anyway. She didn't do that, so we don't know. So we don't know. We're just babbling today. But, the rally here is really good. I really like Myrtle Beach. It's a lot of fun. Our video's really...
Steven wants to know where you're at.
Who?
SJS.
She's probably home.
She says, hi, Steven. Howdy, neighbor. And I told him that. And he says, well, if she's
her car's
from
broke
here.
Down.
Well, oh, yeah, that's true.
Her car's in the shop. Like your car's going to be in the shop. You're both going to be carless. You can go pick her up on the bike.
Yeah, go pick her up on the motorbike.
And we got a small bike now. Its seat's probably not that big. Passenger seat's probably not that big, is it?
Do you have a passenger seat?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. You have a backrest?
It's a breakout with a 117 motor. It can haul all
Well, I didn't say
three
it couldn't
of us.
haul somebody, but it does have a backrest.
Yeah,
Oh, I don't know. I didn't look at it that hard.
yeah.
She didn't like it without a backrest. She felt like, I'm pulling off.
I hated
Nice
it.
backrest.
She's hanging on. They said
Hanging on for life.
people that were riding with us in Daytona said, "You look like a young couple with you." She's
Like
hanging on.
teenage couple, but I was like, I ended up falling off the back of this bike.
So, yeah.
But the first time I rode on the back of my Street Glide, it didn't have a backrest, and we went up to. It says we went to St. George,
You gotta have a backrest. You gotta have
and it was like he's like, "Well, let's just take your bike. We're gonna go get something to eat." And I'm like, "Okay." And he took off, and I'm like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah.
No, if I'm gonna be on the back, if I'm not driving, it better have a backrest.
You're riding. They get mad when you say it's
Whatever.
driving a bike.
Driving, riding, whatever. If I'm in charge of the vehicle, I'm okay without a backrest. If I'm a passenger, I want a backrest.
So we got the crash bar on our bike. You seen that? Or engine guard, some people call it. Got that installed on our bike. I got our rear pegs put on. And I should look and see that. It's probably we've had them over 30 days. That one that I put on and it broke, I said I had rewelded. Those are aftermarket ones that I bought. So unless I order another set and see if that one was fixed right, there must have been something wrong with that one, and it broke. Got it from Amazon. I think we got them from Amazon. And order another set and send the broken one back. Probably do that. They work, but it's just the bottom pass broke when I went to pull it down. It wasn't molded right. So I was just going to figure when I got home, I'd sand it all down, I'd weld it up, and it'd be fine. But then after I thought about it, I'm like, those aren't Harley ones. Those were aftermarket ones I bought and put on there. Because it didn't have any passenger pegs on the back. No, it didn't have passenger pegs.
You had to take them off, didn't you?
Those are the ones that came with it. The pegs, I think those are the ones I paid. It came with I'll have to look. I'm pretty sure I bought them from Amazon.
Anyway, you've been on almost 2 hours.
Oh, we got to quit. Is it 9 o'clock already?
You've been on 1 hour and 45 minutes.
Holy
41
smokes.
minutes.
We're planning on being on this long tonight. How many people got on?
63.
Not very many. More than normal.
Yeah.
So we appreciate everybody coming on. We're trying to break 25,000 on our subscribers. So if you know anybody that would like to know more about motorcycle rallies and things like that, have them sign up and have them watch a video for at least 3 minutes before they subscribe. If you got any kids, they got a YouTube. Mark, let them kids join it. A lot of kids like it. We don't really say anything too bad. I said we've had a lot of compliments from people that have small children, and they said we love it when you guys are on. The kids can all sit there and listen to you. But funny thing is, we're laughing, and they're like, "What's so funny, Daddy? What's so funny?" And they don't get. I always call it Simpson humor. That we really don't. We like to talk about those love jugs to cool the engine. She wants to get a bigger pair of love jugs for her bike. You want a bigger pair?
I want a pair of love jugs for my
That's
bike.
right. She wants some love jugs, some big love. She wants some big ones that'll cool them off.
10:30 a.m. Yeah, it's almost 9 o'clock here. Thank you, David. He texted me this morning too and wrote me Happy Mother's Day. God bless America. That's what William Tom says. What's up, Bob and Tam? We are 03 at running into you at the rallies. Maybe fourth time is a charm. Have fun and stay safe. MBBW, here we come. Myrtle Beach Bike Week, here we come. So they're coming down.
So email us and we'll send you a phone number. We have a Bob and Tam phone, but we don't give it out here because we don't want spammers to get us. So we send you the number and then you have to text us all the time because we don't leave the phone on. So we actually have a phone.
Email. I don't know where the phone is.
Bob and Tam phone. Look what it says. Ba-ding. Oh, if you go by Amsoil Adam, make sure you say hi to Katie and say, "Pating, Carrie." Katie, say "Pating, Katie," and she'll love you for it. She'll give you a special treat. Pating to Katie at Amsoil Adam. And if nothing else, go on Adam's site and just write Pating down there and say, "This is for Katie."
And if you watch any of our videos and you go to any of the places that we tell you about, tell them Bob and Tam sent you.
And so the idea why we do that is, one, it gives us, like in a place like this, you come to Twin Peaks while you're here this week and you say, hey, we've seen the video on Bob and Tam and we want to come in here and get that cold beer. That's all you got to say. And what that does is when we come back, they more welcome us back. This is a whole new management here. The people don't know us. So when we walked in the door, I told her the other day, we need to call them or stop by there and talk to them here because you never know who's going to be here. And the manager wasn't here. So we had to deal with the assistant manager and he was kind of like iffy, wasn't sure. And I said, we've done we just got done doing 3 different ones in Daytona. I said, they love us there. We've done them down in Fort Myers. They've loved us there. And he's like, yeah, go ahead. And so, well, see, some people get paranoid, which they did. They end up putting everybody at the other end of the bar. On the other side, they sat everybody. They sat nobody around us. You can sit in the bar by us, but bar's on the other side of us. Here, I'll turn the camera around.
Trademark can do that.
There's nobody here to worry about. There's nobody there. They're way. Maybe you can see them people. Can't get my finger over there. Jeez, I can't. Yeah, right there. There's a bunch of people. Those are people there. Oh, you can see the waitress. She's the bartender. And our waitress is way back there with the doors moving. See her walking? That's her. And the guy standing next to her is the manager. So, but I mean, everybody was very, 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 very nice here. No complaints. Very glad that they allowed us to do this. Trying to fix my camera again. Really glad that they allow us to do this here. They don't have to. We always say we buy a meal. We bought a meal. Steven bought a meal. He bought us some wine. We had a couple beers now. Spent a little bit of money with them. But, we tied up. We've been here since about 5:30. And we've been here a long time.
Well, that's what the one girl said. She says, you're the only people. Yep, we're doing good. So that was Emily.
She didn't know I was filming her.
She's been a good waitress.
She was.
Yeah, she
Very
was.
nice. She come around all the time. Can I anything? Anything? So, yes, very. But
Well,
I mean,
that's what she said. She said the whole time she's been here, no one's ever sat at this table. Geez, you got really dark.
On the street.
I'm getting tan.
Let me do this.
They're playing music here.
There's Steven.
Wave, Steven.
Happy Mother's Day, everybody. Bob and Pam are the best. Why are you not down here? I don't know.
He's an expert on the beach here.
Yes, he is. Murder Beach.
I guess we'll do a.
Thank you. Okay.
Emily's cute. They said you're cute, Emily.
Oh, I'm old.
They said you're cute. She said thank you.
Here, come around this side. You can tell them.
Thank you. How many people are watching?
Not too many on now.
64 right now.
We had about
It was up at
Well, all 64 of you come to Twin Peaks this week, okay?
That's
There you
good.
go.
There you go. We didn't get as many as we normally get, just for the fact
that there's not that many people here.
there's not that many people here, so we didn't go around and get. Right now, I think only got 3 waitresses left. The other ones have already gone home for today because they figured probably Mother's Day they weren't going to be very busy. I think that's what the manager was more concerned about when we got here. He was afraid we were going to bring in 50 or 100 people in here, and there's no way they could handle that. Which ended up only Steven came and us, so they got 3 extra people. And so I don't know. We had a few other bikers have come in, but nobody said nothing to us, so I don't think they know who we are, which is fine. Not everybody knows who we are. Spread the word. Spread the word.
We're trying to get 25,000.
Yeah, and it's more makes us feel better. The more subscribers you get, it just kind of makes you feel better. Until you get to like 100,000, does YouTube really push you out there because they look at it as
I'm sure she would.
yeah, you get they think you're going to get more. They're going to get more money on advertising. That's who really makes the money is YouTube. With all this, we make very few pennies compared to what YouTube makes on a video.
Imagine that.
Here, you only see on the first run, you only see the commercial at the very beginning. If you rewatch this video, you'll get a whole mess of commercials all the way through it. But we try to do this just to give you guys a little bit inside of really, or you can ask questions too, to give you more of an insight of what we got going on. Beer's good to me. Bourbon.
Drink your tea instead.
So beer was ice cold, really good. We drank almost 2 beers.
Yep.
Really, somebody had almost a whole beer by themselves. I wonder who that was.
Somebody's yakking too much. Can't drink and talk at the same time.
Sassing it down.
I wasn't going to drink any. I didn't want it to hurt my stomach.
She did. She knows beer here is good. Cold beer is good. Good beer. So, I don't know. Anybody can hear the music that's going on? I don't know if anybody heard any music during this broadcast. I got a speaker that's over here. I'm hoping the mic didn't really pick much of that up. We're going to turn the table more this way, but it would have been more to the door, and you'd have seen more people come in. Originally, the sun was coming through the door.
Yeah.
But I don't think it would have been more of that shot. Now it looks pretty nice. There's a microphone.
The dead cat.
Meow.
Oh, did you get that one girl? Oh my gosh!
What
You know
did-
how she was playing with the
No, I
microphone?
didn't see
Oh,
that.
it is that. I like that.
Where
That's
was
a
that
fishy
at?
little. I like your little ball.
likes your
Walking
ball.
around on the beaver bar we were at. I was
didn't see
walking
that.
around.
I didn't see that one. See, a lot of times I'm not with her, so I don't. When I look at the clips, we might have 50 clips to look at. So I just kind of.
And I try to turn it on and turn it off, but then sometimes the camera wants to lock up, and I got to turn the battery off and on, and it's like.
The good GoPro suck. I didn't say that. GoPro will never sponsor us.
Probably not.
Well, somebody told us, I seen some other YouTuber that said the only way GoPro would sponsor you by giving you one free camera, they want like 8 or 10 videos. Well, that would never happen with me. We're getting to the point now, we're not interested in doing videos for people without them actually paying money to get the video. Because you spend all this time putting a video together and then they stick it on their website and they're ripping you off. The other YouTubers need to stop it because it's if you got a product you want to talk about and they're not paying you anything for it, then that's great. It's kind of what we do on most of the products that we have. We bought, other than the digital gauges, the speakers for my bike, and the lift that we have for doing the veteran bikes and stuff. Those are the only 3 things we ever really got free. The rest of the stuff is usually something I wanted to buy, and when we first started, they might give us 10 or 15% off, but I was still paying. Look here, we bought the cup holder for her bike, my cup holder, I put a new one for her on the back, and her phone holder. We paid cash for all that to get a better deal, no tax for cash, and also the vendor gave us a little bit better break by paying cash, plus gave us a little discount. I never went back and looked at actually how much he saved me, but I still paid for it. So I always look at it as if I pay for something, I'm going to give you a better, real understanding of it versus if they're going to give me this cup. Of course, it's a wonderful cup. It's the best cup in the world because it's free. I didn't have to pay nothing for it. But if they wanted $50 for this cup, I'd be going, I ain't paying $50 for that piece of junk. It ain't worth 10 cents. Cup. Yeah. But these other YouTubers will come out and say, oh, this product is so great. Blah, 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 blah. You ought to buy it. But what happens when you buy it and 6 months down the road, it's a piece of junk? It's a cooler. It's a washing machine. It's an ice cube maker. It's a backpack. It's whatever the hell they're selling this week. But, I mean, they're getting 10% or 15% off of every single thing you buy. So they're making money off of you for pushing a product that if they didn't get it for free, they would never made a video. So maybe they'll make $100 off of it and they got a free product. Well, maybe the product costs, let's say it costs you $250, but it would only cost them probably $50 or $75 to make the stupid thing. So they're getting a killing, and then you give them a video that's worth thousands of dollars to put on their Facebook page or their YouTube channel, or not YouTube, but their website, and they just stole it from you. Because if they would have had to pay somebody, holy smoke, Ryder X. He's coming in at the end because he didn't want to be hassled because he's not here.
Thank you.
They say he's coming?
No, he says he says Happy Mother's Day to everybody, all the mothers out there and me. Steven's here, Ryder X.
Ryder X is on.
Where you at, man?
He says one is on. Where the hell you at?
He says, where you at, man?
We're right here. It's supposed to be. I got up a couple times to go to the bathroom. I needed my substitute, and he wasn't here. What's he call himself?
Fill in, Bob.
Yeah. And Rod is
Rod
Bob 2 or something.
Bob 2-0 or Bob.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know either. I'm not there, so I'm there talking. I don't know what they're calling me or what they're calling themselves. So, trying to see who's there. Well, only Steven's here. It's Mother's Day. There's nobody hardly in the. We got probably 10 people in the bar here.
We got 10 people in here.
Yeah. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Right
12 without counting us. So it's 15 people counting us that's in here that I can see. Not counting the bartenders and the waitresses and the manager and all that.
All the mothers are at Suck Bang Blow.
Yeah, Suck Bang Blow. There's probably a lot going on down there.
Steven. I told you, Neil, too, that Steven was here. So now all the regulars are on, and it's time for us to get off.
Huh.
There's Steve.
There, Steve. Look this way.
There he is.
Wave.
Why aren't you here? What?
He wants to know why you're not here.
Want to go get a tattoo?
Yeah.
I mean,
He'll give you a great place to get a tattoo.
Yeah,
That's right.
He knows them all. He just got tatted today.
No, I didn't.
He got a Jesus on his arm.
Praise God.
And
I want to come this week, but work dumped a huge project on me at the last minute.
you tell him, oh, hey, I got a technical problem. I'll be back with you. I gotta order a part. It'll be in on Monday. Next Monday.
Next Monday.
These dogs are amazing.
Tell him you got to come to Myrtle Beach to pick up that part.
Yeah, there you go.
You can write it all off as a as a business expense.
Good thing Tam had a couple of fingers. They used to count to 12.
So, Ryder X, I needed you here because we're having trouble. Facebook is not allowing StreamYard to go on. And you have to go into an IP and all this stuff to do it. And I tried to do it, I couldn't do it. So we're having to paste the link in to go, and that brings them to YouTube. Which, if they comment and they're not YouTubers, their comments they can't comment. So I thought you'd come down here for like 5 minutes. You probably could fix that all in our StreamYard. I can't explain it. You have to see it. So I guess you ain't gonna help us this month. You're probably not gonna make it to Sturgis, so I guess we'll have to wait till next year sometime to get that fixed.
Maybe Daytona, huh?
May not make it to Daytona next year. They have business going.
I'm truly going to miss seeing you guys. How long are you there?
We're here till Sunday or Monday next week. So a week from now, we'll be here.
Well, we'll see him in Ocean City.
Yeah. I don't know if I'll bring I guess it didn't matter what computer. If we fly, I'd rather bring the old one.
I can help you with that. Call me after the live and we can do it remotely. I'll take a look.
I'll have to find the video that shows you how to do it.
Send you the link. Ryder is local? No, he's in Virginia.
Yeah. Well, it's local. It's East Coast.
Yeah.
It's better than Arizona. I don't know how many miles is it for you, Ryder X, to come to Myrtle Beach? And it's
400.
You think it's easy?
400?
Steven says about 400 miles. That ain't nothing.
To my place in Fairfax.
From Fairfax, 450. So, see, 400 miles really ain't that much. You can come down for an afternoon and have a beer.
Jeffrey Pope did that last year. He came down for the day to see us.
Yeah.
Was it in Williamsburg? It's in Williamsburg area?
I don't know.
I think so.
Yeah.
Around there.
Probably 380, 400 miles.
More people are writing you.
Ryder X.
You write how many miles he is?
Maybe I can steal away this weekend.
Nobody works on the weekend.
Let me work on it. Myrtle Beach is about 6 hours away.
Yeah, that's about right.
I'm still here. Hey, Mike. How you doing still? He's still hanging in there. He was one of the first people to comment, and he's still here all the way to the end. Thank you.
Appreciate it, because it's striving to make it to an end of a life. I could never. There's only been one guy that we used to watch that we kind of watched most of his video.
Carpetbagger?
No, I think it was Traveling Robert.
Oh.
That I think we watched a lot of his. I don't know if maybe we never watched all of it. But I mean, something like the Monkey. I don't know how anybody could make 5 hours of listening to anybody talk. And I don't know. But I mean, some people might just put it in the background and let it play. And then they kind of come back every now and then and just say, hey, how's it going? And so I have a great respect for any of you that hang around a long time. And
oh, no. SJS wants to know where you live at. I don't remember Virginia. The city. Yeah, I don't remember. I don't know the city.
Somewhere up off the highway up there. Got off the highway and went under an underpass, and he was by an ice cream place and down this hill. And
had to go around 2 roundabouts. It was a figure 8. Remember that?
No, I don't remember that.
Yes, there was.
But his street is a dead-end cul-de-sac. Probably now you got a dozen houses on the street. We were down there a year or two ago. It only was 2 houses, I think. One on each side of him and the one across the street. And I think they were getting ready to build at the end of the street.
That was last year. That's when we got
year?
the.
We didn't go to Laconia last year.
We didn't go to Laconia. We went to Virginia Beach and picked up the air conditioner, and that's when we went to Ryder X's house. They had the air conditioner in the back.
I don't remember that.
Yes, it was.
I thought it was the way to Laconia.
Right? Who knows?
She already had 2 beers, so she ain't gonna know nothing. Woo! She's blonde, extra blonde.
You both look well. Seems that you Seems less stress or maybe more rest. Not sure which.
Well, definitely not rest. We only slept 6 hours last night. And I didn't get to bed at 11, finishing up everything we were doing. And then I had to get up at 6 this morning. And we had to do their hair. And then we had to go to the Beaver Bar for breakfast. They had to be there by 8.
So we left at 7:30.
They're right over there. And some people that are with us rode with us and had breakfast with us.
That's where you live, isn't it, SJS? You don't live in Socastee, do you? You don't live in Socastee, do you? Well, it's Socastee.
I'll have to Google it.
No,
he doesn't. Steven has no idea.
Road.
Oh, Newcastle Road.
No.
Oh, where am I?
Socastee.
Oh, Sakati.
There you
Oh,
go.
Sakati. That's
Sakati.
17 to 524.
There you go. Is that where you live?
No, I live at 38th and 17 bypass, Myrtle Golf Course. She knows it.
She lives over by the golf course.
You know where the big white Greek Orthodox church is?
You know where the big white Greek Orthodox church is, SJS?
Across from Broadway at the beach.
Across from Broadway at the beach.
Back in there.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
where
in a
he
small
lives.
town between Williamsburg and Richmond called Providence Forest.
That's it.
Yep.
We knew
once
that.
he said it, I'm like, yeah, that's it. We've been there. It was last year. See?
Seems like years ago.
I was born in Virginia Beach. There you go. we went to Virginia Beach to go see Emory HVAC to pick up the air conditioner, and then on the way back, we went to Ryder X's house, stayed with him, talked to him till 3 o'clock in the morning, got up at 5, and then drove to Bristol, Tennessee.
Oh my God.
Hey, that was a long day.
And then you worried about Neil talking to you till 2 in the morning.
She lives in Sakati. That's only 10 minutes from my house.
Well, you know where the Rat's Hole is? The
Rat Hole Bar.
Yeah.
And she
She
lives right down
lives
the
almost across the street from that.
Could almost walk there.
Yeah.
If you wanted to
I'm
walk.
about an hour from Virginia Beach. There you go. 2 hours. Ding, 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 ding.
Shit, and somebody wants ice cream tonight. We gotta get gas in the truck too. Still cheap. Gas is $2.80 for unleaded. Some of the stations are still like $3.05, $3.10, but there's a lot of them here that are under $3 a gallon. Good deal. Found premium for less than $4 a gallon. I look at when I'm putting gas in the motorcycle. I really don't care what it costs. It could cost $10 a gallon. If you're gonna put it in the bike, you're not putting that many gallons in, and even in 2 bikes, we're only putting the other day we put 6 or 7 gallons in both of them. Not that big a deal. For the enjoyment of riding a motorcycle.
That's right. So maybe tomorrow I'll ride. Broadway at the beach. She knows where that's at. There you go. Say your thing.
So what thing?
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
See you later. Hit the button. Oh, I got to do this.
We can turn it off without saying anything else. So we're trying to get more subscribers. Share our videos and tell people to subscribe and watch 3 minutes of a video.
Before they subscribe and like.
We are just less than 200 away from breaking 25,000 subscribers. Help us get there before this Sunday. Help us get there. It'd be just a great thing to do. We might do it anyway. I don't know. We're actually gaining subscribers. I gained 300 and something in the last 30 days. So we are doing pretty good, but I just don't know if I'll get that last push. So if you guys should help share it and help push it, it'd be really great just to say, hey, we made that one more goal to it's just one of the things that keeps me going doing this. You know, there's only a few things that keeps me doing this. Somebody wrote me the other day, and I think I said this before. Somebody asked me, you know, you're probably not making very much money, and you're going to a lot of the same rallies. How long are you really going to do this? I don't know. I love giving information to people. I love the contacts that we have. We love meeting all you guys and stuff like that. It's a lot of fun. You know, we don't always get today. We've had 2 opportunities that we've sat down with people for quite a while, over an hour, and talked to them. And they were both cases, they were overly impressed and thanked us for the time and all that stuff. But it gets to be where if we've got a little bit of time, we don't mind doing it. But sometimes we're rushed and it's just bang, 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 bang. Well, right now we're getting to the point where we've kind of, until tomorrow morning, we're caught up. There's nothing else for us to really tell you about the rally. We got some great video today of the lineup at SBB. They got some really cool bands and stuff coming this weekend. They were supposed to have a dunk tank, but dunk tank didn't show up, so we ain't got a dunk tank. I don't think they're doing a wet tee, but they're doing them down at the Beaver Bar on Friday and Saturday.
And there's also a bull riding.
A bull that we're going to see love jugs. They're going to be installing love jugs over there on the mechanical bull. So if you want to see those, and they'll be some of them will be mounted real good, so they might be doing this. But the love jugs are really working good, like on a lot of motorcycles. So
it was a good weekend this weekend.
Perfect weather. Very,
Lots of
very
people,
low.
lots of bikes.
The humidity was a little high, but being at the cooler temperatures, you didn't feel it. You know, I don't think I sweated at all today. It got a little warm in the sun when we were standing out in the sun, but it was like up to about 82 today. The humidity's a little bit, it's going to build up. It's going to get pretty hot and sticky here probably. I think Wednesday is the highest day they said for humidity.
AG?
But Thursday, it's supposed to drop again. no rain on Thursday, and then a very, very, very slight chance for Friday and Saturday. And, this is like Florida. Right, or actually a little on the East Coast anyway. It can rain for 10 minutes and be gone. And that's what happened yesterday on the video that I made Friday. I guess Friday night it was. It rained. I showed you the sky. It was as blue could get. And then at 8:30, it rained for exactly 10 minutes between 5 and 10. I said 5 on the video. She said maybe it could have been 10. While we were eating ice cream, it poured like all hell. And then by the time we went outside, the sun was back out.
Flat out like lizard drinking. That they're talking about slang language from Australia.
Oh.
How he always says have a ripper and g'day. Swapping undies.
We don't do that here.
No. Never heard of that one.
Some people turn their undies inside out, so we have a clean pair the next day.
Heard of that. Anyway.
All right, so that's one of our goals that we have. Everything's been going really good, no complaints. We got a great RV spot thanks to
Mike Adams.
We got the little easy
and
up out there.
Beautiful bride.
We got an easy up out there. We got the bikes parked under there. We got the awning out. It fell apart, but we put it back together. We got a new shock in there. Did that. A little tough. She's not tall enough to hold it up while I'm putting the new shock in it. One of the poles.
And thanks to Stephen, he let us
send the parts to his house.
Yeah, from Amazon.
And so we got that all there.
Okay.
And so not anything drastic. We didn't film any of that stuff. We don't really talk about it. Actually, a couple people said we should do a video of the life of Bob and Tam on a whole day. What we from start in the morning to the end of the day. And
swapping undies means being lazy.
We just call you a lazy A's right here.
They're not exchanging undies. I don't know.
Neil's going to change undies with him?
That's what he said. Flat out, changing undies.
It's a nice trip to Beach House Holiday.
Yeah,
we drove to Beach House Holiday. And we drove. That day they were kind of predicting rain. It didn't rain at all on Monday.
Oh, one drop. No.
Yeah, you can send us a ticket.
Too.
And so overall, it's been a really good experience. It's not as congested. Still a lot of bikes, a lot of cars. Traffic hasn't got too bad. If you're down there on Myrtle's Inlet, yes, it gets bad in the evening down there. Seen a brand new Rolls Royce yesterday, 4-door. They said it was somebody famous.
Huge.
I don't know who they said. It was like some rapper or something. He was down here.
You got the lead singer of Foghat lives right down in Myrtle.
Oh, does he?
But he's got a bunch of nice cars.
I'll have to look for him. He said the lead singer of Foghat lives down here in Myrtle's Inlet. He's got a couple nice cars. But this guy was some rapper, and they said who he was, but I had no idea who he was, and she didn't hear the name, so we don't know who it was. But it was a brand new Rolls Royce 4-door. Huge. She's seen it coming. She thought it was a semi coming. Well, it's a Rolls.
I said, look at this thing coming. And he's like, that's a Rolls Royce. I'm like, man, it was massive.
It was all rounded in the front and everything. And so it was a lot of cool trucks and cars too. Which I wish they would close it down a little bit to where it could only be bikes, but they probably because it's a business 17 they can't.
We don't do that.
All right, I'm done.
Really, what's the correction between swapping undies and being lazy? I don't like it, but don't get it. I don't know. I guess if you're too lazy to change clothes or something, you just swap underwear.
Too lazy to wash them.
I guess. So you just swap with each other? I don't know. Anyway, thanks. Oops, here they go. There's a couple more. Night, everyone. Y'all have a great evening. Thanks, Karen. And
get a haircut.
There's like the salve.
She dyed her hair.
Dark
covered up her red roots, her gray roots.
There's more white ones than there ever used to be.
I mean, it's getting old.
So thanks for hanging out with us. We hope you enjoyed it. We love hanging out with you guys. We love all you guys. Take care. If you're coming down, be careful. If you need to get a hold of us, here's our email one last time. Let me get rid of this. Email us your phone number and we'll send you ours. Thanks a lot. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Share us with your family and friends so we can get to 25,000. Come down to Myrtle Beach and see us. Give us a big thumbs up. Ring that bell for notifications, and we'll see you on the next video.
There you go. We got a video coming out tomorrow night. And actually probably every night this week. There'll probably be a video up until maybe Saturday. I don't know. We probably have a video for Saturday. We probably won't have one for next Sunday because we're probably going to leave either Sunday or early Monday morning. Hitting the road, heading to St. Louis. We'll go visit some relatives, see our daughter, and then we'll give you some more updates of where we're going to go after that. But then in June 10th, we will be in Sturgis, South Dakota, getting ready to cover you for the Sturgis Rally. You're like, Sturgis Rally will still be almost 2 months away. Wait till you see what we got for you lined up for Sturgis this year. You haven't seen anything yet. And Rowan definitely is going to be watching because he's going to be planning because he wants to come for the 85th. So by the time we get done with the videos for the 84th rally, Rowan's going to be sitting there going, holy smokes, I'm going to have to spend the whole month there in Sturgis just to get all this stuff done.
Rubber down, faith up. There you go. I like that. So yeah, love y'all. I know we need to get over to see USJS, when we're going to do that, but I'll let you know.
I'm getting tired.
Say good night, John Boy.
Good night, John Boy.
Bye.
Bye.